I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
Let's just kill those fucking men.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. Lobito! Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
All right, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. We have Recognize the Matrix, Stu, and Gonzalo already here. Guys, welcome to the show.
What's up?
Another exciting episode. Very exciting. Because we want people to call in and explain to us how Fury cheated. I still don't understand, and trust me, guys, I've been watching a bunch of fucking videos, and you guys keep saying that, and I'm talking about the Wilder fans. Well, listen, some Wilder fans know what happened, and they admit that, Fury was the better boxer. I'm talking about the fanatics, the crazy ones, the locos, these people.
The ones that are suffering from depression?
Exactly, the ones that just, basically, it's like they lost a family member, all right?
Right.
Like, these people need to call in. We're gonna have a civilized, discussion, and you hopefully you can explain to us how Fury cheated. We're not even joking here. We really want an explanation, a proper explanation. So far I understand that Fury cheated by, some people claim, and this is the thing though. There's not a consensus as to how Fury cheated. There's like so many things. So many theories. I don't know which one is the best one. Like, hitting behind the head, that's one. Open glove, palm strikes from Fury. And then there's the craziest one of all, the one we all, laugh about, is that the knuckles are placed in the lace area of the glove. So, guys, did you find anything in the last 2 days? Any news, new information about how Fury cheated?
No, just
No,
basically
but
those theories.
I found a bit of information that Wilder cheated,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you how.
Okay.
Because
Go ahead.
Wilder was the only one that night that didn't take a piss test. Conveniently
Wow.
missed the piss test. Conveniently missed his piss test to go to hospital, apparently. But Tyson Fury pissed in the bottle. Yet they want to call Fury the head cheat. Yet where's the guy that put 20 pounds of muscle on? Where's he when it's time to fucking piss in that tube? Listen, mate, they used his beating as an excuse, and they got out of there, and he still hasn't had a piss test to this day. So if anyone's the cheat, it's Deontay Wilder, and still couldn't win a second of the fight. Joke.
It's crazy that they bring up this, him using his palm strikes. I mean, can you imagine using the argument against Wilder when it comes to palm strikes? I mean, it's just insane. I mean, this is the king of palm striking fighters. I mean, he literally knocked out Ortiz in the first fight due to palm strikes, wrist and forearm shots, like a karate chop, doing it in front of the referee not even saying anything, muscling Ortiz to the floor, throwing him down, still not getting the point taken away. I mean, it's just, look, if that's why Fury won, then in my opinion, then Wilder got what he had coming to him for being a dirty fighter. Because he himself, if you consider that dirty, then you have to say by admission that you think Wilder's a dirty fighter. Because how he wins half of his knockouts. He's always landing a rabbit
20
punch.
pounds of muscle. How did Roy Jones put 20 pounds of muscle on?
Oh.
Recognise. I know you'll know the answer to this.
It's true.
Recognise.
No, did we lose
You recognise
recognize?
that?
Yeah.
No, of course.
Yeah, recognise.
I'm
I'll
not
ask you a
even-
question, bro. I want to ask
Yeah.
you a question. You'll know the answer to this. How did Roy Jones put on 20 pounds of muscle to go up to heavyweight?
Oh, we know that, man. I mean, he was taking some good stuff.
How did Deontay Wilder put on 20 pounds of muscle to go up to 231 pounds?
He was allowed to use the good stuff.
Why did Deontay Wilder conveniently disappear when it's time to piss in the fucking tube?
Well, we know why.
Well, there you go then. I mean, like I said, connect the dots. Listen, even the steroids couldn't help it. It was like,
No.
I mean, look. It was at least when Drago took the steroids and got his ass whooped by Rocky, he put in a good effort. He won rounds. Wilder fucking tried to drug cheat Fury and didn't win a second of the fight. I mean, this is what fucking makes it even more embarrassing. And they want to talk about shots at the back of the head. I mean, fuck me, I watched the highlights of Wilder Fury 1. It was yesterday or something, and fuck me, most of Wilder's shots landed were at the back of the head, but they were okay, weren't they?
Of course they were, man. Of course they were. Dude, he it's just because he lost. They're upset. They don't care about the rules. And then you got this young race hustler, young Pharaoh, who's making some money out of the LDBC's stupidity, basically. You know, he's like,
the thing is, though, I've noticed, right? The thing with black people, they just love giving their money away to fucking preachers and fucking hustlers. They do. Listen, there's multi-millionaires out there that have made their money from race hustling and basically money. It's money off black people. That's where they're getting it from. They'll sit there and do a speech about the white man being the devil and then hold a tin around for donations. It all adds up, man. They're turning up in their private jets and all sorts of, man. Fucking, what's wrong with these people, man? They need to fucking...
Well,
look,
don't generalize.
I'm white and I can spot a race hustler from a mile away, and I'm white. What's wrong with these fucking people? Look, it's a business, isn't it? It's some of these people. It's the only way they can make a living. I mean, let's be real. 78 Sports TV. Name something else that he could do, because he couldn't even be an athlete with the shape he's in. So
I heard I forgot who it was, but I heard there's an LDBC guy who's asking for donations. I forgot who it was. He's asking for donations so he can protest and
get a lawyer. I heard you want to get a lawyer, but I didn't know specifically.
I mean, if that's not a hustle, then I don't know what the hell is.
Guarantee you, this guy is gonna bounce with all the money. Shut down his channel.
Of course he is.
I mean,
I wouldn't give him anything.
Come on. Pathetic.
I wouldn't give that guy a dime. I'll tell him, man, get lost, you bum.
Hey guys, how about this?
Do you know what Wilder's done? Because I've been, like I said, I've been looking around the internet. I've seeing certain views from certain people, and I tell you what Wilder's done is actually helped Tyson Fury gain an even bigger fan base, because the people that weren't really rooting for Tyson Fury in that fight have jumped on the bandwagon, jumped on his side after Wilder alienated him with his fucking bullshit. And let's be real, I've seen so many of Wilder's fans, like not the LDBC fans, his normal fans, because he's got them as well. But, his normal fans that have turned on him for his excuses. They said they just can't back a guy that's coming out of all these excuses. And do you know the thing about this this dodgy glove conspiracy theory? Do you know, the only guy that's not really mentioned it from that side is Deontay Wilder himself. And this guy's got every excuse under the book. Yeah, he's not mentioned the gloves. What does that tell you?
Yeah,
you know what that tells you? You know what that tells you? He doesn't have a problem with it, even if it did happen, because he tried to palm shot Tyson Fury in the very same fight. So why would he say something? These guys are dumb. Go look at the fight. He always tries to palm shot his opponents. That's what he does. Okay? When he throws that little check, sloppy left, the reason why it travels the way it does is because he's got his palm trying to hit his opponent, including Fury. So why would he say anything? Why?
Yeah, I seen the comments in these LDBC videos. People saying like, "I'm surprised."
But Joe, read the super chat. You got a couple there. You missed that.
Okay, hold on. Chris K,
And you
thank you
got
for
a good Mike P's fucking Mike P's in business with Jason Bourne and human trafficking by the looks of the donation he just gave us.
All right, Chris K, thank you for your contribution. He says, or he's asking, will Canelo Billy Joe Saunders put Stu to sleep like Mikey did? And Mike P says, and thank you for your juicy contribution. Great show last time, and this is being completely bedbound by everybody. Thanks again, my gift to you. Well, thank you for your contributions, people. You're making BDA great. So, Stu, will you fall asleep with Canelo Billy Joe Saunders?
No, definitely not. Why would I fall asleep? I mean, Billy Joe Saunders can't come and stink the joint out. He's not going to win. If he wants to win this fight, he's going to have to push Canelo back. It's a dangerous game to play. He can't. Look, he can. I suppose he could try and box Canelo from range, but I don't know. Canelo's just such a dangerous counterpuncher these days. You know, you fall short with the jab, you're getting punished. You know,
yeah.
You throw a shot out of range, you're getting punished. You know, you stand still for too long, you're getting punished. And it's, you know, the body shots as well. Billy Joe is not going to be able to do what he did against Lemieux because he's going to get hit with body shots, and then body shots are going to slow him down. Eventually, you can't take the shots that Canelo throws to the body without slowing down, and that's, I just don't know, man. Canelo just looks he looks at his prime form at the moment. I don't think Canelo is going to be beat by anyone soon, and I just don't see Billy Joe Saunders doing that, man. But let's be real, if Billy Joe Saunders turns up in that shape he was against Lemieux, with that sort of mindset, he can make this a very hard night for Canelo. Canelo hates footwork. Canelo, he's getting better at closing the angles. He is. He doesn't follow the guy around the ring as much as he used to. I mean, when I watched him fight Trout, he was like a kid fucking following his dad around the park. I mean, just ridiculous. The man just didn't cut off no angles. He wasn't using his feet properly and just following Lara and Trout around the ring. And he's better now. He's, you know, like I said, he's learned to cut down the angles and get to these guys a lot quicker. And I just think with Billy Joe Saunders, it's like I said, Billy Joe Saunders could go 6 or 7 rounds looking pretty and nicking a few rounds here and again, but eventually he's going to get caught.
Can he win a decision against Canelo?
Yeah, he could. No, he can't. He could win it. He could win a decision in our eyes.
Yeah,
but you can't judge it.
Of course. Good point. People, the phone lines are open. Please call in and tell us. I have to speak right into this mic. And please tell us how Fury cheated. Please call in. This is not a joke. By the way, I was debating this guy in one of our videos who was commenting, and he was saying that there is a double standard. So basically, when Wilder talks about black oppression, it's bad, it's a turnoff. People don't like that. But when Fury talks about gypsy oppression, it's embraced and it's a good thing. What do you guys have to say about that?
Just leave race out of it, man. They need to get that shit out of boxing. It's poisonous, and I gotta say something. The Deontay Wilder fans are the worst fans I have seen yet to date.
Yeah.
See? That's everybody hates you. Everybody hates you. They don't get it. They don't get. And Gonzalo, this guy, he loves boxing just like all of us, man. Like, there's no race. Like, oh man, I can't even explain it, man. They don't even believe us. They think that we're all racist.
The thing is, how often do gypsies use a race card though?
That's
most of the time they're just talking in interviews. How often do they use a race card? How often do they come in with white nationalist fucking or white gypsy song entrances? It's just, you know, there's a difference with what Wilder did and what look, no one's complaining that Wilder spoke about the history of his people. We ain't got a problem with that. It's just the way he goes about it, you know. He's a racist motherfucker.
He wants to make it into a race.
Hey, look at the date he chose. Because I know he had something to do with the date being on Black History Month. He wanted it then. He wanted it. He wanted to make he wanted to make it about that, and he wanted to knock out a white dude on Black History Month, and that's what his plan was to do. But obviously, he just weren't good enough on the night, and that didn't happen. And now he looks a fucking laughing stock. But let's not pretend that Wilder didn't. It was all about race to Wilder. I mean, like I said, until the fight night, I'd not really seen much of it. You know, I'd not seen any, only from the LDBC, but I don't really watch them guys, so I'd not really seen much race shit going on in the build-up. It was only when, like,
they're the only ones bringing up race. They're the only ones.
Yeah. It was only like as the fight got a bit closer, I saw certain things that Wilder said, and then with the entrance and all that, like we all know what he was making it about. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you can compare. I mean, no one. Like I said, how often do gypsies talk about being oppressed?
Exactly. That's the difference. Listen, if you talk about black oppression, whatever, that's fine. But when you constantly bring it up, it's obvious what you're trying to do. You're trying to create this into a black against white, and it's a turnoff for everybody. It's embarrassing. It's seriously, it's weird.
I mean, like I said, maybe Wilder's gone back to Africa to fucking find himself. I don't know, man. The man's confused. My problem with Deontay Wilder, I don't honestly believe he's as bad as he's coming across as a human being. I think he's got himself cornered now. He fell for the LDBC bullshit. He's so, well, he's like his IQ's so low. He can connect the dots. He didn't realise that he was being used by these guys. And he thought this is the opinion of all of America. So he thought, I'll go down the race baiting avenue with these guys, and I'll just do interviews to these guys. I'll just repeat what these guys are thinking. And he's just got it wrong, completely wrong. And not only has he got a terrible loss on his record now, he's just alienated a lot of fans that would have jumped on side. Deontay Wilder is the fucking laughing stock. And it's a shame. Look, I know deep down Deontay Wilder's a better man than what he's showing. I just do. I'm a very good judge of character. I know he comes across as a piece of shit, and he acts well. He acts a dickhead of the highest order. But I know the guy is a good guy. Like I said, he's a good father. You know, you can see he loves his family. He's been brainwashed to think acting a fucking racist thug is the way to go about being a superstar. That's my opinion.
See, look how his hands are bent, right? Look how Foreman's hands are bent. Like they're using this theory that if your glove does that, somehow it means it's not in its proper place. It's like you don't know nothing about boxing. I mean,
they don't know about
boxing.
Yeah,
wearing boxing gloves, like they could start slipping as the fight starts to go along. And everybody has a little tactic, bro. Everybody has a little tactic. I'll throw a punch, right? Like I'm acting like I'm turning the punch, but what I want to do is hit you with the side of my palm, like the side of my fist, so I can fuck you up. Everybody does this. It's like, stop with this purity thing. Like, first of all, Wilder is the last guy that should ever talk about keeping it clean. This is the biggest cheater.
Yeah, it's true though. Do you know what the LDBC are like? Recognise? No lie. You know when you see a fight on YouTube. And the street guy, the brother's getting whooped. I bet someone will take him down and start ground and pounding him. Have you noticed they always stand him up to make it fair? That's what these guys are going on like. Like everything's got to be fair for Wilder. You know, it's like when Wilder's getting his ass ground and pounded, I'll stand him up sort of thing, so he's got a chance. No, it's a fight. You're going to get these sort of things. Look, Tyson's from a gypsy background, mate. They know all the tricks of the trade. They know about these little fucking sly little moves that can give you advantages. That's all it is. Look, Wilder's not complaining. He's the guy that was on the end of the whooping. I mean, if the guy on the end of the ass whooping is not complaining, then why are these fucking crybabies complaining? I just don't get it.
These guys are heavyweights. They got long ass fingers, big ass hands. When they bend the wrist, you're gonna get a very large. You're gonna get a big angle, a big degree of turn.
Look at Wilder's glove behaving funny. Does that mean his hand was in the proper place? Huh?
But if I'm a boxer in the ring, I want to keep my knuckles as closest to the pad as I can, kind of like similar how
of course you do.
How Mike Tyson used to pull his gloves back, and you know how Manny Pacquiao bangs his knuckles together. I want to keep my fucking fist compact to the fucking pad.
And first of all, the hardest punch is when you turn your fist, not slap your fist. And first of all, you're not going to be able.
The thing is,
you're not going to be. Hold on, let me finish this point. You're not going to be able to ball your fist in that part, in the middle palm of the palm. You're not going to be able to ball your fist properly, so it's like a waste of time, basically. Go ahead, Stu. My bad.
Sorry, Recognise. I thought you'd stop, brother, because like I said, my sound here. I mean,
yeah, I know. We both got.
Anyone think hey, by my internet standards, anyone think I was in a cave in Afghanistan or something? Fucking Taliban, innit?
Yeah, you still know Bin Laden.
Taliban Stu, they call me. But yeah, I mean, look, what happens with them gloves? If you don't turn them properly, if you don't connect properly, you know, you could. They sort of bend. And it looks worse than what it is. They're not firm like the Reyes gloves, the punching gloves. If he had them on gloves on, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Them gloves, it's horsehair. It's not as firm as the foam. And if you, like I said, anyone that knows about boxing gloves would know that. But look,
they're half horse, half foam.
look, Kenny Bayless was there.
Yeah.
Kenny, the Everlast, what they called Everlast something. Oh, I forgot the name now.
MX. They're half
MX,
horse, they're half foam.
Everlast MX, of course they are.
They're half and half.
Look, it just shows you, right? Kenny Bayless was on the payroll for Deontay Wilder that night, right? Everything he did was to help Deontay Wilder. Now, if he thought there was a chance of getting Tyson Fury disqualified after watching his boy take that fucking ass whooping for 7 rounds, he would have jumped in there and he would have found an excuse. He was there right next to him and he couldn't see it. So come on, man. There's nothing to see. And why would you bring up the first fight? It was 2 years ago. It was all right when you fucking robbed Tyson Fury on the cards. You didn't mind them. The conspiracies weren't really bothering you then. But now all of a sudden you're on the end of an ass whooping. You're digging through the archives looking for things. You fucking guys are embarrassing, man. Seriously, go and get a life. Go and get a hobby. Go and get some pussy or something. Just leave Deontay Wilder alone, man. Just let him go to Africa, spend his money with his family. We don't leave him alone. Stop putting bad fucking thoughts in his head. I mean, he's turned demonic. Did you see that interview the other day he did? It's like he's been possessed by some demonic fucking entity. The guy's a weirdo, man. You guys have made him into that. Wilder's gonna have to go. Wilder's gonna have to go religious and bring out a fucking grill or something like George Foreman did.
I don't think he's capable. D-Town Blast, thank you for your contribution. He's asking, oh yeah, Stu, are you still playing Fight Night? I'm looking for a position. Great show, gentlemen.
You know what, right? You know what? I have to go on the internet and order another Fight Night. Just years of playing it. Just stopped working, and like I said, it was a game. It's quite hard to get. You can't just go in the shop and get it. It's because there weren't many made.
They
didn't make a lot of money out. That's why they haven't brought another Fight Night out. They lost a lot of money on EA Sports, and it's a shame really because I think it's a really good game, and I think the PS4 version would be fantastic.
I think they're making a new one.
And boxing's bigger now, and like I said, they should have Tyson Fury on the fucking front cover. Let's be real, the Gypsy King deserves to be on the front cover. They're stupid. They bring out all these fucking shitty games like golf and tennis and all these shit games. Bring out a boxing game, man.
I think they're making it. I'm not sure though, but there's
I heard they're making it.
Supposed to come. Yeah.
Even Eddie Hearn said that he wanted to make one or something. So
yeah, well, hey, listen, mate, fucking Eddie Hearn, mate. If there's a book to be made, he's there, isn't he? Cutting the ribbon.
As long as they don't come out with no stupid shit and put Clarissa Shields on the cover of the Fight Night. She was talking about.
I'll put her in. Hey, do you know what I'll do? If Clarissa Shields is in the game, I'm going to put her in with Isaac Frost. Put her in with Isaac Frost.
Yeah. They had a lot of invested in their champion, their undefeated champion with the high KO ratio. You know, they a lot of casuals were, he got power. He must be the next Mike Tyson. For those that never saw Mike Tyson live, to them with the social media buzz, he was the next best thing. But he lost. And people ain't want to get over that. You know, and these media members, they're so-called the new media, whatnot. They're not actual representatives of the news because they're they're buddies with Deontay Wilder. And they're like fanboys, so they have a lot invested in rooting for him. That when he loses, they're not calling it down the middle. Yes, that's
right, because they've invested so much in there. They're embarrassed now. Like Recognize said, well, that's why I said never invest your life into another human being and his achievements. They're living their lives through another man's achievements. They've pushed him in there again. Well, it's for their own pride. They're not fuck about Deontay. They're not thinking to Deontay right now. They've just pushed him back in there with Tyson Fury. The guy's barely recovered from his ass whooping. They want Wilder to put the wrong right for their sake. Look, this is the thing. Like, hang on a sec. When Wilder gets beat again, they'll throw him to the fucking wayside. He'll be in the scrapyard. Because that's what American fans do with boxers. When they've had a couple of defeats, they just throw him in the scrapyard. It's like, you know, when you get these car restorers that go to these scrapyards. There'll be a show coming out soon with restoring American fighters. You'll see Deontay in the fucking scrapyard just laying there waiting for someone to buy some parts. And let's be real, you're not going to buy anything. You just buy the right arm and leave the rest to rust, because what else is worth any fucking thing?
Yeah.
And this is the thing with this is the thing with these fans, man. They'll throw it by the white wayside as soon as Fury wins again.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something though, Stu. Deontay Wilder, it's not that he lost that so bad to me. You know what's fucking worse? That video he put out got me thinking of him on a whole new light. That cringy video when he's speaking, this is yo. Look, I'm not African, but I ain't got no king that's another human being. If it ain't Jesus Christ, I ain't fucking following no man. Calling this is your king. I ain't
Because
fucking
you're a
following no
man.
human being. Yeah.
You're a man. These guys are little boys. They're little girls too. You know, I'm your king. Man, what's wrong?
You can suck a bag of dicks. You know.
Hold on, let me send this message out.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you calling another man your king? And anybody else that calls this man his king? What's wrong with you, man? And what's wrong with people following them? That's homosexual, like
borderline homosexual.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury came. You know, Tyson.
Gay stuff. Just say it, man, because I won't even mention your name for no more. All right? If you're gonna be men, let's be men, and we could debate, or we could just whatever. But if you guys are down with this man is my king, just let it be known. I'm not even gonna talk about you guys. You guys are part of the homosexual community. That's what I'm gonna call y'all.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Tyson Fury came out to Patsy Cline crazy. Well, in the rematch, Deontay Wilder should come out to Patsy Cline as well. You know that song she sang. What's it called? I Fall to Pieces. That's I think what it's called, because that's what he did against Tyson Fury. Don't matter what the excuse is, what you want. The guy froze under the headlights. The occasion got to him. Nervous energy, it drained his legs before he'd even put that fucking gimp suit on. You know, let's be real. The girls I date carry their fucking handbags weigh more than £40, and when we go out for the day, they're carrying it all fucking day, and they're like 8.5 stone. So you're telling me that big ass man can't carry £40? I bet he's carrying £40 when his missus is fucking riding him. I bet you soon carry that. Get out of here, man. Sick of this fucking guy, man. Sick of him. But so you guys don't know about Patsy Cline. That's the Irish in me, mate. I was brought up with Patsy. I mean, it was one of the most bizarre things I ever saw. But believe it or not, Patsy Cline's song on YouTube, I read it today. It's gained 270,000 views, and most of the Tyson watched the fight and went to listen to the tune, because a lot of these fucking millennials don't know about proper music like Patsy Cline. I mean, let's be real. Takeshi 69 is what it's about.
Oh, that's the shit.
All they fucking know about. Do you know what I mean? So they don't know about the old classics. And look, when a champion comes in a Patsy Cline, it is a bit bizarre, but it had a better vibe to it than what Wilder came into, innit? I mean, fuck's sake.
Guys, I have a super chat from Revolucion. He says, "I'll jab anyone's head off with Augustus in fight night." Okay, so the Drunken Master. Okay. Well, we should have a tournament. That'd be fun. Jones Ricaria is asking, what's the name of the song? It's called Fall to Pieces.
I Fall to Pieces. That one was I was talking about Wilder coming out to, but the one Tyson Fury came out to is called Crazy.
Oh.
Hey, listen, I've actually got that album, and I listen to it in my car sometimes, because you don't want to listen to fucking thumping music. You end up crashing your car or fucking killing yourself, especially when you got a fast car like I have, man. You got to be keeping your eye on the road. You got to have nice music in the background. You got to keep your head. I'm too old for all this fucking bang 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 stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I put a bit of Patsy on, and every time I hear that song now, it just reminds me of fucking Tyson, man. Whooping on Wilder's ass. It's a great feeling. It really is. It just brings a smile to my face.
People call in. I mean, last time we got a bunch of phone calls. Now, I don't know if you guys are scared or what's going on, but we want...
the conspiracy theories are dried up.
I think so, man. I think they realize that they just sound stupid, but we do want to hear them.
And you know what, Bucho?
Yes.
One of the worst places to have excuses is in a boxing ring, when you have two men facing each other toe to toe, head to head. In any other sport where there's multiple players, it's not fucking like physical. Like, I mean, when you're punching each other, yeah, you could have legitimate excuses. But when two guys are fighting, man, that's the last place you want to have excuse. That's for pussies, man.
Gonzalo, you sound angry. I rarely hear you this way, but I can understand. Oh, we got a phone call. Let's take it. 203, you're on the air. 203.
What up, Poppy? It's Revolution.
Oh, I'm gonna hang up now. Yeah, what's up?
Nothing. No, I just had a real quick point to make. Did a little experiment this week.
What's up?
Hold up. Did a little experiment this week, right? I took a couple dumbbells I got around the house, right?
Yeah.
And I put the dumbbells on my shoulders, right? A couple 15-pounders, nothing huge, only 30 pounds. I put them on my shoulders as I started walking around doing my thing. Shit ain't that bad, bro. When you got weight on your shoulders and it's like distributed up and like even like on your head, like I know Deontay had that fucking big crown or whatever.
Yeah.
When all that weight is on your shoulders and your head, you don't really feel it that much.
Yeah.
It's not like carrying it with your hands at your sides, you know? That would wear you out, or like a heavy pack would wear you out. But if it's on you, you could it's distributed properly.
Absolutely.
So that's my fucking conspiracy crusher right there.
Yeah, you just reminded me of something. I'm gonna post a picture. There it is. I mean, this woman is way stronger than Deontay Wilder.
That would have killed Deontay.
Yeah, that would.
I was about to say, find one of them. Yeah, a strong African woman.
Yeah.
With a whole fucking bunch of shit. Are those dead chickens? That's a bunch of dead chickens on her head. But yeah, bro, like. Fucking, I've worked on a farm before, man. My dad's a farmer, and like I've had to carry shit around a field. You fucking take a big bucket, put it on your head, and you can walk around no problem.
Yeah.
Listen, mate. Some of these West Indian women in the UK, mate, they're carrying the kid in each arm and carrying the shopping. Fucking walk for miles. They do. Get out.
Yeah.
Wilder's a pussy, man. The fucking guy just look. He brought out this excuse, right? That his leg after the fight, his leg was hurting. You know, when the post interview, he said he had a bad leg during camp, but that story's sort of gone out the window now. It's the legs were hurting because of the suit. So he's sort of like he's forgetting his lies. That's what happens with a lie. When you're a liar, you got to be a very good liar. You got to have a very good memory because it can come back to haunt you. Because you forget these things. You can forget that you've lied, and someone catches you out, and that's what he's done. He's lied about so many things. Look, where's this bad leg in camp again? He's not mentioning it now because he's found another excuse. And I don't want to hear about, Wilder wasn't looking himself. Wilder shit his pants. The bright lights, the occasion, the pressure he put on himself, and the fact that he got schooled in the last fight for like 10 rounds probably didn't help. He saw the size of Tyson Fury. He looked scared, man, from the first bell. Look, I've never seen Wilder scared before. Sure. He hasn't shown that. He's never shown me that he's a coward. He's scared. But to that night, he was shook to his boots, man. He was fripped. And when you're fighting like that, scared, nervous energy takes your legs from you very quickly, especially when you're getting hit by a fucking wrecking ball that's 270 pounds.
Yo, Stu, I got a question. Can Stu hear me? I know he has trouble with the call.
Nice work. Yeah, he can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead. You hear? Cool. Yo, Stu, two questions. Stu, first of all, Stu, I fucking love Stevie Hyper D now, man. You put me onto him, bro. That shit is fly, man. I love it. It's so smooth.
You should try Harry Shotter as well. Try Harry Shotter. He actually holds the record for the most.
Okay.
Harry Shotter, the Animal song. Yeah, it's a drum and bass tune. And he actually holds the world record for the most lyrics sung in a song. I think he beat Eminem to number one. Eminem's what was his song? Eminem brought one out that was number one, and he just pipped it. But that's a good one as well. There's a lot of good UK talent.
Harry Shotter, like literally had the most words in a song, like the most words. The most words, the most different words. Yeah, it's said in the song. Yeah, so try him, man. There's some good drum and bass stuff in the UK, man. And yo, one more before I go. Everybody who plays Fight Night, who is your fucking preferred fighter on Fight Night?
Ricky Hatton. That's mine.
I like Vladimir Klitschko because I just use the fucking jab, the right hand, and I hold. I'm boring as hell, but I get the wins because every time they fly, because people get too excited on that game, they're just going for the KO, and I'm standing there flicking out the jab, using my range, using my timing. They get frustrated. take the legs from him and then take him out latter rounds. But yeah, Vladimir Klitschko for me when I'm heavyweight. In the lighter weights, I liked using Sugar Ray Robinson, to be honest with you. I liked his style.
I like Cotto, but I didn't. Yeah. Anyways, we got another phone call, man.
Damn, Stu making fucking video games boring and shit. Damn, bro. Come on, loosen up, make the video game exciting.
Hey mate,
that's all I got you. I'm
like Rigondeaux on Fight Night Champion, mate. I'll send my opponent to sleep.
No.
I'm a fucking
clinching.
Hey, listen, mate. The Americans won't want me fighting over there. They'll do what they did to Vladimir. Fucking kept him in Germany.
All right, we got another phone call.
All right, guys, good talking. No, I gotta jump.
All right.
Yeah, see you later, bro. Good call.
The other caller hung up, so call back again. I'm disappointed, people. I'm even posting a StreamYard link. If you don't want to call in or you can't call in, you can use a StreamYard link and you can talk to us and explain to us how Fury cheated. Man, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't want to see the same old picture that you're using. You're making 5-minute videos and using the same clip and trying to stretch it out from different angles. Look, boring. I want to see some new evidence. I want to see some CSI shit going down. Scientific evidence. And anyway, why hasn't anyone from Wilder's camp put in a complaint, or why isn't there an investigation? If this is true, like these fucking clowns claim it to be, why hasn't there been an investigation? Because there's nothing to investigate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Only barbershop called
the cold case people might bring it. The cold case people might bring it back in about 20, 30 years when that's your only hope. Because right now I don't know like anyone's paying any attention. And I saw a comment actually that made me laugh because someone said every time when Wilder's an old man retired in the retired home, when he hears that Patsy fucking Cline song, he's just going to get up, start swinging wild windmills, knocking 70-year-olds out. And you can imagine it. Wilder's not going to take this Wilder's going to take this defeat to his grave with him because he's mentally gone, mate. Like I said, he's mentally gone.
I'm reading some comments here. Look at this. Thank you for giving Young Pharaoh his credit. Like this Young Pharaoh, and there's a video where Young Pharaoh says, I don't really watch boxing that much." So he admits
the guy's a borderline homosexual. Like, you ever heard him speak?
No, I saw that video, but
very feminine kid.
Strange.
Yeah.
You see, these excuses about the glove theory didn't begin. If you guys remember, it all started with the corner when they exhausted those avenues about the corner. Who should we fire, Brilliant or Diaz? Then they started exploring the second narrative, but it all began with the corner.
Oh, Jermaine, by the way, right? I didn't realize I had to be a fucking lineal champion to make a comment on the BDA show. I mean, so I don't remember seeing you on BoxRec. Jermaine Williams? No, I don't remember your name. How many belts you got again? Olympic titles have you? You're just another bum. So I'm not interested who you are. Cab driver. If you're a fighter, you're a cab driver. Because if I don't know you, you're a cab driver. So look, been in the gym many times, wrapped hands, no back gloves. I'm not the one making these conspiracy theories. I'm the one telling you that that's a load of balls. What you're trying to say about them gloves. Well, if you guys knew anything about fucking boxing, you'd know how them gloves work, but you don't. You just jump on the sound bites. So you, like I said, mate, if you had to be a fucking fighter, ex-fighter, to talk boxing on YouTube, there wouldn't be any channels. You know, unless you want to tune in to Riddick Bowe's Saturday Night Live show. I mean, that's, you know, what a show that'd be. What about Brandon Rios's fucking Happy Hour?
Look at this shit.
Just because you're a fighter.
Look at this comment.
Just because you're a fighter don't mean you can fucking come and talk about boxing.
Let me say something about, now, Andy Ruiz, when he lost, were there any excuses for him coming in fat? He could play that shit all day, well, this and that, but the fans were going to accept that. So why is everybody justifying a Wilder that, had everything going for him? He's big, 230 pounds, chiseled, high KO percentage. Yeah, okay, I agree. Good fans that you like your guy, great. But when he loses, why not criticize a guy like the rest of the boxing world does their fighters? If you want to fan for somebody, because we all have the inclination to fan for some fighter. But why when he loses, you can't just take the fucking L?
Paulie Malignaggi said it best.
Shit wrangler.
He said that Deontay Wilder has a bunch of yes men around him, right? He has a bunch of yes men, and he doesn't have nobody that's can be honest with him and say, yo, listen, you just got your ass whipped that night. You got to change some things around, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of lying to him, telling him that everything's all right. You see, what's going on with the LDBC, like, let's face it, that's the one that are complaining about this loss, is that they got egg in their face. They look stupid. They were the ones saying, well, when they couldn't debate anymore that Wilder skill-wise was bad, the new narrative was, well, he doesn't need that because he punches so hard.
Yeah.
So
Stupidest comment of all time.
Right. So in this fight, when Fury took away the right hand from him, bringing it to Wilder, and Wilder had no answer, this is a shot to their face. It's like, oh, damn. And it's like, look, you will never convince me. This is to the LDBC. You will never convince me that Wilder's a great like this unbelievable, indestructible force. So just give it up. Your boy lost. There is no. He lost the fight. He got whooped, and that's never gonna change.
We got somebody on Discord called Heads. Heads, welcome to the show. Can you hear us?
It's a pleasure.
All right, what's on your mind?
What's up, Heads?
I can't believe you guys don't even recognize who the fuck it is.
We're talking. I don't know.
Well, you didn't speak, so we don't know.
Yeah, he's like, hello.
I don't know who this guy is. Who is this?
I don't know.
No, let me say one thing real quick on all this shit with this young Pharaoh craphead, right? I just want to say this very simply put. Dude's talking about the glove. He's saying this is undeniable evidence, right?
Yes.
I urge everybody in the world to look at the video he made on it, and he uses this glove, this Velcro glove with a strap, and that's your evidence when the glove Fury is using has laces. Dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Peace.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a.
All right, Mark. He's right.
Hey, Butcho.
Yes.
Butcho, do me a favour, right? This shit wrangler been on about 4 or 5 shows, not brought any sort of boxing conversation to the chat. Just abuses me non-stop. It gets hard for me. I'm sure he's got, like I said, I'm sure he's got a because he don't know what I look like. He's probably got a Hugh Grant poster in his room and masturbates to that, telling me or something. He pretends it's me because this guy's got a fucking man crush. I'm just block this fool for good for me because I don't like blocking people. I don't, it's not my show to do that. Could you do me a favour? Just when he comes back, just get him gone. I don't want anyone gone, but this guy's not bringing anything to the chat. He's just a fucking weirdo. And we got enough of them around as it is. So
let me tell you something, Pandeo.
He's out. I kicked him out. All right. We have a phone call. 870. You're on the air. 870.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. I've listened to a lot of the Wilder fans go on and on, but none of them want to talk about what Wilder did wrong. And the biggest thing he did wrong in the whole fight is he bit on every feint threw at him.
Yep.
That was what lost him the fight more than anything. More than the legs, more than Fury's gloves, more than anything. His team needs to tell him, eat a couple shots to give one back instead of biting on a feint every time.
Yeah, he's boxing like he's afraid of getting he's boxing like an amateur. Like a guy who just started boxing, he's afraid of getting hit. You know?
The thing is, what I know about him, he struggles to. Well, there's a lot of noise. He struggles to get balance. His legs are really. It's just balance is all over the place. He's wobbly, and he just can't. He can't seem to get his feet in the right places, and that's why he's getting dropped by body shots and stuff. And they're not meant to drop you them sort of shot. You just hit him under the ribs and just fell over. I mean, that was not a shot that takes the win from you. So that's because of bad balance. When he got tripped in the 4th, bad balance. It's just balance, and it's hard to get the right leverage on your punches if you can't plant your feet properly. And this is Wilder's problem. This is why he has to plant his feet and then lunge into with his right hand. That's how he gets his power. He can't do it on the back foot. I mean, I keep hearing about this counter punch of Wilder. Where's the back foot counter punching from Deontay Wilder? If he could counter punch, it'd be even more dangerous. But he can't do that either. But look, the fundamentals are not there. To to put a wrong right, you have to have decent fundamentals like Joshua. Joshua had fundamentals to go back on to beat Andy Ruiz. There was things to work on. What can Deontay Wilder change apart from try and land the right hand? And if it don't work, a couple of rounds, two, 3 rounds, he's going to be tired again.
The key to being a great fighter, the key to being a very good fighter is you have to have good balance. Okay, if you get knocked off balance every time you get punched, you will no longer become whatever you do good, whether it's power or whatever. You won't be an effective fighter because all I got to do is knock you off balance, and that's why you constantly see Wilder biting the feint. He's not in position. He's not balanced right, so he has no confidence in himself. He sees something coming, he's like flinching already. So that's part of it. So the call is right.
He didn't even have to knock him off balance. He bit on the feint every time to where he don't even have to push you back. He just feints and you throw your head way back to avoid the punch. And you're off balance and you can just keep walking forward.
Exactly.
It's true. This is what I said in the pre-fight build-up. I kept, when people said, "Oh, you got to be careful walking Wilder down. You'll walk onto a right hand." But the thing is, it's easy to get in Wilder's side because I kept saying you got to fight him on the inside and maul him, and that was the right plan.
You did say that. You know something, and I was always with you. I always was with you.
You was recognised. You was 100%. You always. But the thing is, people were saying, "How do you do that?" And I said, because Wilder is so jitterish, he reacts to feints. So you just got what Fury was doing perfectly. What I wanted him to do. Just throw a couple of feints. Once Wilder reacts, he sort of half throws a shot, and that's when you come in with a double jab or you're rushing with the right hand. You know, once you're inside, there's nothing coming back. So there's so many ways to get to Wilder. I couldn't understand why all these fucking boxing experts and analysts would say, you know, even Ricky Hatton the other day.
Guys.
Oh well, I wouldn't have gave Fury those tactics. Yeah, you would have gone in with the Pacquiao tactics and been asleep for a fucking week.
Guys, caller. I'm gonna let you go because you have a lot of background noise. All right. But
he brought up the caller.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good call, man. Call back again.
The caller brought up an excellent point. How he was biting on those feints every time. Every time. It's like he never learned anything. He never learned from the first fight. He never learned from. Obviously, he was just biting them all day because he was scared. I think he did it even more so in this fight than the second fight because he was actually afraid. Because I knew I just didn't trust Tyson Fury. I knew if he threw hard power shots, nothing was gonna come back. I knew that. There's nothing shocking that happened in that fight. Stu is the only one that probably had the more confident of me and him and you, Bucho, and Mark, because you guys predicted a knockout. But I said, look, you guys, when people were trying to say you guys were crazy, I was like, they're not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
If Fury actually fights the way we're saying he should fight, he could stop him. There's no doubt. It's just I didn't trust Fury to do that. I didn't trust him.
Yeah. My fear was that him clowning around. Fury clowning around, dipping low, and that was my concern. But it didn't happen.
That was mine as well, because like I said, Fury was doing that same move every time in the first fight, avoiding that right hand. And like I said, in the 12th, Wilder had worked it out. This is the IQ that Wilder's got in a boxing ring. It took him fucking 12 rounds to work it out. But he worked it out in the end, and you saw the devastation that followed. And this was a thing I was worrying about. But I just felt with Fury, you know, I think the way he got up and took it to Wilder after that, Wilder fell to pieces. And I just felt that was the game plan to take to these. But when you try and avoid Deontay Wilder for 36 minutes, it's like playing Russian roulette. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's easier just to, you know, and I think if you take the fight to Wilder, well, like I said, he would fold under pressure. The tank would empty because Wilder's a fine-tuned athlete. 20 pounds of muscle. It doesn't sound a lot to most people like us, but 20 pounds in a boxing ring is a hell of a lot. You might make it look better. You might have a shinier six-pack, but the speed, a little bit of speed goes. You know, your energy goes, the timing and the sharpness in your punches, the rhythm, all this sort of things go when you put on too much muscle. And that's where Wilder went wrong. He was always worried what Tyson Fury was doing. I think he got trolled, actually, because I don't believe Tyson Fury was 270. He looked in better shape than that. I think he's just trolling. I think he might have had weights in his pocket or something. I would say he's more 263 around there. But I think he just played mind games with Wilder. Wilder's more worried about putting on weight because Fury was putting on weight instead of staying at 215, 220. That's his best weight. He's got to use his speed and his athleticism.
I don't think Wilder thought that Fury was gonna come in heavier though. But the thing is, Wilder, because he can't work on anything else, or he doesn't want to work on anything else, his whole plan was, I'm just going to put on weight because I already dropped him. But this time, I'm going to drop him and he won't be able to get up. But he completely miscalculated. Like, he should have worked on other stuff, not just putting on weight. That's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, he talks about the 45 pounds of the whole suit and armor, but in reality, it was the 31 pounds that he put on for the fight.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, good point. All right, we have a phone call. 585. You're on the air. 585.
How you doing, Mr. Bucho? This is Vin.
Your voice sounds different every time, but welcome to the show, Vinny. What's on your mind?
Yes, Mr. Bucho. I'm not sure why my voice sounds different. Yes, I would like to tap into this topic. I really like this topic. Guys, we all know Tyson Fury cheated. And Deontay Wilder is a king. He's a natural born leader. And he's America's poster boy. And a lot of people respect him because of that. Also, if you look at the first knockdown, Mr. Bucho, you can see clearly that Tyson Fury connects with his knuckles, and it really did some damage to Mr. Wilder, and that's an illegal punch. And this is why I have started a petition to try to get Tyson Fury's W off the record books. And Mr. Wilder should be
good luck with that,
undefeated
Vinny.
still.
Okay.
Good luck with that. You better get your Transformer wallet out and start fucking buying some leaflets. Because look, no one's on board apart from them weirdos at the LDBC. I mean, look, hell, you got caller of the year. I mean, I'm starting to think that, you know, we need to have an inquiry about this decision. I reckon you've got about 40 troll accounts that voted for yourself, because since this trophy was given to you, you've become an absolute nightmare. And this Wilder conspiracy theory that you keep talking about, I mean, just take it on the chin, bro. You got his fucking ass whooped. Look,
Exactly.
Look, he lost every second of every round, and before that, he lost 10 rounds out of 12. How many times do you need to see Wilder to getting his ass whooped before you get convinced he's not the real deal like you think he is? Look, he's a very good fighter, a very dangerous man. Let's be real. I wouldn't want Deontay Wilder to punch him on the chin. I could think of a lot better things to do in my life than take a right hand off him. So he's a dangerous man at all times, and he will go and beat other top guys. He's just not good enough to beat Tyson Fury. The boxing IQ of Tyson Fury is just levels above anyone else in the heavyweight division. Look, you just got sometimes you come against a style that you just can't beat. Ask Shane Mosley when he fought Vernon Fox. You know, these sort of styles, you come up against a guy and you just can't beat him. And
sometimes you step up in competition, basically. Sometimes you step up in competition. But Vinny, anything else? Good luck.
Yes, Mr. Bucho. Mr. Stu, since when did Tyson Fury become a devastating puncher? Definitely
since he
in
landed on Deontay Wilder.
With Mr. Wilder. And this is
since
why
he landed
was
on Deontay
buzzed.
Wilder.
Since he fought a guy that can't box. How's that?
Can you repeat that, Mr. Bucho?
Since he fought a guy that cannot box for shit. That's when he knocked somebody out.
I have a question for you, Mr. Bucho.
Yes, sir.
If Mr. Wilder cannot box, why did he cheat?
Why did he what? Why did he what? You cheat every day.
Yes,
you fucking get up out of bed. You're cheating the world with this fucking retard bullshit, man.
Mr.
Go and get yourself a
Mr.
girlfriend, Vinny. I mean, go and enjoy yourself. Go and watch a movie or something. Go and forget about Deontay Wilder.
Yes.
You know, like I said, you Wilder fans are like a coronavirus. But guess what?
Yes.
July the 18th, the vaccine will be out, and you'll be gone for good.
That's right.
Mr. Stu,
Put that in your diary, because I know you've got a
Day of
diary.
reckoning for you,
I know
Mr.
guys like
Stu.
you have diaries.
Just
Guys like you have
prepare
diaries. So
to,
put this in your diary.
Answer to me
July the
after the
18th,
post fight. Thank
vaccine
you.
day.
And also, yes. Also, Mr. Bucho, my final thoughts. Adam Kwanaki versus Robert Helenius. It should be a tremendous action-packed event. I encourage all the fans out there listening.
I can't wait.
Make sure you tune in to that spectacular event coming up this weekend. Thank you, and Bomb Squad
Are you
all the
Mr.
way.
PBC?
Thank you, guys.
Are you Mr. PBC? Vinny Mac.
How you doing, Mr. Recognized? No, I'm not PBC, but I'm looking at the boxing schedule,
twins ain't got another
and
brother,
that
and
one
that's it.
sticks out for me.
All right, Vinny, good luck.
Can you repeat
Hey,
that?
you're not Sam Watson's bastard love child, are you, Vinny?
Hey, Vinny, good luck with the lawyer thing, and you know.
Yeah, good.
I
Oh,
wish you the
wait.
best.
Did Vinny said he was? I missed.
I'm
some of
actually
his
doing
calls.
a petition online, Mr. Stu, Mr. Butcher, and Mr. Recognize. Hopefully, you guys can sign that petition
Sure.
to get
Never
Mr.
happened.
Wilder's
Never
titles back. Thank you.
It would
I'll tell you
never
what,
happen.
Long live America
Listen.
as well. Thank you.
Hey,
Hold on, Vinny.
it's going to be one of them fucking, you know, when
fuck
you
off.
see these petitions, please sign this. You click on the page, there's 4 people that have signed it. That's what you're going to be up against.
Next
I believe,
phone call.
I believe to have an
yeah.
inquiry in the UK, you need 100,000 petitions for the government to look at. I don't know how it works in the US.
Probably more.
Look, Wilder's fans are that retarded. They could probably gather up 100,000 to sign that.
Perfect.
803, you're on the air. 803.
Yeah, how's it going, guys? It's me. I called a couple times before.
All right.
I just
welcome.
wanted to say, the whole Tyson Fury cheating and the glove fiasco, it's ridiculous. If the shoe was on the other foot, I guarantee you, whether it's the LDBC or just Wilder fans, racists, whatever, they wouldn't think twice about it. They brush it under the rug. I guarantee.
It's already
But
happened.
it's against Wilder, and
already
Wilder got
happened.
his ass whooped. The worst performance I've ever seen from a champion, an undefeated champion. They can't handle it.
Yeah.
So it's
But the
just a
shoe
joke.
was on this side of
And-
the foot. It was on Wilder's, and yeah, to the collar, and his ball was on this side of the court because everything happened in America with the American judge and American referee. So yeah, he had all the home court advantage.
Kenny Bayless was an absolute disgrace, and he should be investigated. If there's any investigation that should be made, it should be made against him. He showed me everything about himself that night. I mean, look in round 7. Just look at his eyes. You could see in his eyes, just thinking of a way. How can he stop his brother getting a fucking ass whooping? That's what he was thinking. You could see it. I mean, let's be real. He wanted to stop that fight, but he just couldn't find the energy to do it. He just, Wilder's his boy at the end of the day, isn't it? And look, this is what's wrong about boxing. Tyson Fury had to go to the States to get the KO. And that'd be the case as well if a lot of fighters come to fight Joshua. I'm not fucking blind. I see that as well. To beat Joshua on point, well, you're not beating Joshua on points in the UK. You're going to have to knock him out. You're going to have to do what Andy Ruiz did to him. So I understand that, but it's the same with Wilder. Tyson Fury had to go for the KO. And he went in there, like I said, went to the Kronk gym. And they've turned him from a sedan fucking family car into an American fucking muscle car. Like I said, a
So
Ford
what credit
Shelby
do you
Mustang.
get? How much credit do you give to Ben Davison?
Yeah, he's a good. Look, listen, he's a motivator, isn't he? But I can put a fucking CD in my CD player and have some fucking guy motivating me to train. It's what are you paying for? Look, this guy is going to be the next Paulie Malignaggi when it comes analysing fights and being a pundit. He's great at that. He's going to be the next Malignaggi. I can see it. Very, very talented at that. But breaking down a fight after it's already happened is a lot easier than coming up with a game plan to beat a man like Deontay Wilder, who was 42-0 at the time with 40 KOs. We saw what happened in the first fight. His tactics nearly got Tyson Fury killed. And I didn't want to hear all this nonsense about, what a game plan, Ben Davison, tactical masterclass. No, it weren't. If getting your man killed is a tactical masterclass, find me another trainer, please.
All right, let's go to a
That's
caller
what I'd be
again.
like.
803, anything else?
Yeah, I just wanted to say this real quick.
Yes.
The whole thing, and this can debunk the whole glove Tyson Fury cheating. The point of boxing gloves, whether they say he had his fist not in the glove entirely, in the wrist area, the point of boxing gloves are two things. One, to protect the fighter's hands as well as the hand wraps, and two, to protect the other fighter from getting cut up and taking severe lacerations to the face.
That's right.
When Tyson Fury fought Wilder that night, he beat him up. He didn't cut him up. So they can't say anything about that. If Wilder were to get scraped up and his face looked like Cotto when he fought Margarito, that's a different story. He didn't get cut up. He got blood in his mouth, blood out of his ear, and a swollen face. He got beat up. He didn't get cut up. This whole glove scandal is ridiculous. If you ever put on how does that help you? When you get to a certain point, especially when you get to heavyweights, when you get to like 200 plus pounds, putting your hand in a thick glove, it's not going to help you whether it's a thick glove or if it's in the wrist area like they're claiming. If a powerful puncher hits you that's 200 plus pounds, they're going to knock you on your ass. It makes no difference. So this is ridiculous. You can put pillows around a 270 pound plus man, and if he hits you clean like Tyson Fury, if he knows what he's doing, he's going to hurt you. So this is ridiculous. I just wanted to say that.
Thanks for the call, man. Call back again next time. Great call.
And let me just address this, because a lot of these Wilder fans coming over are Sawyer boys, aren't they? Beta males, and they get offended by everything. And obviously, because I've swore a couple of times, they're getting offended. Look, this is an 18 rated show, right? If you want to go and watch Brockback Mountain and all that sort of stuff, you go and watch that, mate. But around here, you're going to get it real. It's going to be from the streets, and there's going to be swearing. Well, this is an 18 show. This is not for kids. So does Mummy know you're on the internet listening to this show right now? No, she doesn't. So go and put Peppa Pig on or something.
Let me tell you something, Pandeo.
All right, we got another phone call. 432, man, guy. All right, 432. You have a lot of background noise. I don't know if you're driving or something. So I'm gonna give you a few seconds to maybe fix that. All right. 432, can you hear us? All right, he's gone. 403, you're on the air. 403.
Hello?
Yep, you're on the air.
Yeah? Yeah, I watched the fight and, listen, Fury completely dominated and, I started to, hear the excuses from these LDBC guys, Wilder fans, it's fucking ridiculous, man. How, there's not a single round in that fight that Wilder even stood a chance in,
Yep.
And it's ridiculous how, and this Pharaoh guy, right? This Pharaoh guy that's trying to make this excuse for Wilder, right? The glove tampering thing.
Yep.
He's trying to get people to call the commission, and it's getting fucking ridiculous,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna do anything because look, they gotta remember that the state athletic commission are always watching you. They're always making sure whether it's your health.
Of course they are.
They're watching how business is being conducted in your corner. You have to understand that what they're saying is that the commission was in on it for Wilder to lose. And I would say,
come on, man.
What would make you? Yeah, but what would make you think that? This is a guy that has used foul play in fights. I mean, look at the Luis Ortiz fight, the first one. He was hitting this guy with a bunch of illegal shots to knock him out. Now, look, it is what it is. It happened. It's boxing, but if it's very hypocritical of them to bring up what they think may have caused Wilder to get knocked out when there's a ton of video evidence that show that he debilitated Luis Ortiz in the first fight from a bunch of rabbit punches, forearm, wrist punches, and got him out of there. Okay, So there's a ton of evidence of that, but they didn't care about that.
Look, listen, recognise. I was watching the fight when I watched it last time. You know that when the fights are in Las Vegas, that black guy, the fat one, wearing the suit. That I think he's like a commissioner or something. He made.
Yeah, I know
he made Andy Lee wipe some just as the fight was being announced. I saw it. I just saw it the other day. He made Andy Lee wipe some Vaseline off of Tyson Fury because he had too much on him around his neck and stuff. You know, because that could sting your eye sort. So
Right.
He saw that. So if he's so clued up and he's seeing bits of Vaseline on the neck, you know, then surely he's going to see a glove it's not in the hand properly and stuff like that. I just don't, you know, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, find me some new evidence.
No.
You know, and unless you've got some Louis Resto case to come out with, I don't
want to hear it.
All right, guys, let the caller say something. 403.
Oh, sorry, is the caller still there? Oh, sorry, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, and also, if they're gonna bring up that excuse for Fury, don't they know that like Wilder has a history of like using metal rods in his glove or something, and that's been proven.
No, he has metal rods in his hands. Now I don't know.
Yeah,
Look,
exactly. Why don't they mention that? If they're gonna talk bad about Fury like that, they need to also know that Wilder uses metal rods.
And here's the thing, I don't know. Look, I don't know much about the metal rods. When people put that stuff in their hands, but I'm telling you, every single fight, Deontay Wilder tries to palm shot his opponents. Every single fight, including
yes,
Fury
that
fight,
as well. Yeah, against
including
Ortiz.
both Fury fights.
Yeah.
The fight that they're complaining about. He tried to. Whenever you see him left hook, when he does the left hook, if you're wondering why it's coming off, it comes off awkward. It's because he's trying to palm shot his opponent. Go look at it.
The thing is, Wilder,
I encourage everybody to go look at it, and you'll see what I'm seeing.
The thing with Wilder, right? As a man that's got plates and wires in his hand for throwing a shot that didn't connect properly. So I broke my hand in 5 places. I know it's not really an advantage. It might sound, that it is, because you're going on like he's got fucking RoboCop hands underneath the glove.
Right, that's why
he's
actually
got.
I don't know. That's why.
Yeah,
I
it's not an advantage. It actually hinders you because it actually hurts every time you do throw a shot, and that's why I think Wilder's career.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got many fights in him. I think he's going to ride off into the sunset after this next ass whooping because he's made the money and his hands are got. The problem with Wilder is why he has so many hand injuries. It's because he doesn't turn his hands. He slaps and hits with the palms too much. And like I said, this is what I kept saying to these clowns that were trying to say that Fury was getting advantage by punching like that. When you punch like that through the glove like that, it breaks your hands, right?
Absolutely.
If you slap your punches, it breaks your hands. If you don't turn your shots, it breaks your hands. Look at Golovkin, one of the hardest punchers in the sport. How many broken hands has he got? Ever had? He's never broke his hand because look how he turns the shot. Look at the technique, the way he throws it. That's how a shot should be thrown. Wilder's all wrong when it comes to throwing the right hand, but he's just been blessed with this abnormal power that seems to land and fucking send people to sleep. So that's what it is.
I mean, I gotta say one more thing. I've been watching Wilder box for a long time, and like I always knew he was like that one trick pony or whatever. He just relies on that one hand. I always knew that he just needed to come up against the right opponent, especially a guy like Tyson Fury. I always knew once he would take the fight with Fury, Fury would expose him. He would expose the hell out of him, and he did just that.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You know.
Thanks for that phone call, man.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you another thing. I'm telling you, like, Wilder can believe he will win the trilogy as much as he wants, but I'll tell you right now, when that day comes, Fury is going to send him into retirement. That's for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's for sure.
All right. Thanks for that phone call, man.
Jermaine, I never called Deontay Wilder the Great Black Hope because I never had hope in him. So I've never called him that. Look,
man, these people.
Look, you're going back. You're trying to beat me by bringing Ricky Hatton up. I mean, how long ago was that? Jeez. I mean, I think I was at school when that fight was going on. Fuck. So how long ago was that? Look, there's no white hype, black hype. The white hype word is a joke because look at the pound for pound list and look who's basically the top 5.
Hey, look who's been
Amalia, White,
dominating the
and
heavyweight
Usyk.
division in the last.
Yeah, look who
15
the,
years.
the top guy in the heavyweight division is. So this white hype and this black hype stuff's nonsense, because I believe that America will have another black heavyweight champion. I
think so too. You're right, Stu.
Yeah, I cannot believe for 1 minute that a country like America, with the athletes it's got and obviously the facilities it's got, that they will not have another heavyweight champion. Of course they will. So
they will.
Let's forget about this. Look, let's forget about this black hype, white hype. Let's just get behind these fighters, get behind the boxing, and just watch the sport and enjoy it. Forget all this race bullshit. Oh, look who's got the biggest dick. Look, Tyson Fury had the biggest dick on Saturday night, the other Saturday. We know that. So let's just move on. We'll see who wins the next big fight.
Still, some people cannot move on because this fight was not only a Fury against Wilder, it was a tribal thing, right? Their pride was on the line, their future. I mean, it's crazy. All right, 256, you're on the air. 256, yes, 256.
What's up, man?
What up? What's on your mind?
Man, y'all can't tell that fight was thorough, man. Y'all can't tell that fight was rigged.
No.
No.
Y'all really can't tell. You
Well,
didn't notice that Wilder wasn't even you didn't notice Wilder wasn't even swinging back? Have you ever seen Wilder fight like that?
Yes.
Wilder's scared.
Yes.
That's what happens, mate. Sometimes you freeze.
Yeah.
And when you freeze in a boxing ring,
No,
nothing
he wasn't
happens.
even
You go.
throwing punches or
Okay,
blocking
it's like-
those.
Yeah, Stu, let me
He
tell
was
you.
not
Okay.
even throwing punches.
Yeah, listen, go watch the first few rounds between Wilder and Ortiz. Go watch
He
Wilder
does the
against
same thing. Yeah.
Gerald Washington. Was he swinging against Gerald Washington? No.
No, he wasn't.
It happens. If you actually look at the fights and analyze them properly, you'll see that Wilder. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Butcher. Sorry. Go
No,
ahead,
just saying
Butcher.
that. Listen, there has been instances where Wilder wasn't just unloading and throwing all these punches. Go watch his fight.
And he was completely inactive in the second
I'm
fight
saying,
versus Ortiz.
When you
Do
couldn't
you know why
tell,
Wilder?
okay,
Do you know why Wilder don't
from
throw a lot of
first-
punches?
okay,
Because he doesn't change the pace on his punches. He doesn't change the rhythm of them. He doesn't use rangefinders. He just loads up on everything he throws. And after 4 or 5 of them not landing, you don't understand. When you load up on a shot like that and hit nothing, it fucking takes a hell of a lot out of you. You're better off connecting to something, even if it's an arm. It takes a lot of the sting out of it. It saves a bit of energy. But he was just windmilling again, weren't he? Wilding his shots, and because he was taking punishment as well,
But
being
check
pushed
this
back,
out, though,
being
man.
mauled on
Go
the
ahead.
inside.
Even from the first knockdown, you didn't notice that Fury hit Wilder's shoulder back area, and then misses the back of his head. He missed the back of Wilder's head, and I mean, yeah, you never. That looked like some type of movie, man. That looked just like a movie, and then he hit it. How he knocked it out?
Rocky Four. It did look like a movie. Rocky 4.
Listen, caller, you're still in
Has
shock.
Wilder ever been knocked down from somebody hitting him in the stomach?
Caller,
hitting him in the stomach area. Has he ever been?
Yeah,
knocked
but you
down?
got to put content behind
Yeah.
it, caller. You got to put content. He
Yes.
got hit because he got hurt upstairs, left his stomach open, and he just punched him in the body with some weight, and he went tumbling down. He
happened
tripped
in the
under
Luis
his own foot.
That
He tripped
Luis Ortiz
Wilder
did the same
tripped under his
thing, and he
own
didn't
foot.
get knocked down.
Yeah, well, this is in
Yeah,
Luis
but what I'm
Ortiz,
trying to say
man.
to you is, caller, he was hurt already. It's not like the body punch just was the one that knocked him down. He was hurt already. He's protecting his upstairs. He leaves his midsection open. Fury, who's got 270 plus pound of weight, hits him in the body and makes him lose his footing.
I mean, is it
I'll
really?
tell you what,
Yeah.
Fury hit Wilder that hard to the body with one of them shots.
Yeah,
he
he
span
would've been
around.
finished.
He span him around, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean?
Come on, it's
Look,
not
they're
that caller.
big body shots.
Caller,
They are big body shots he was taking.
Caller, it's not that crazy, right? Like it's not. What you're making it as
Okay.
if it's impossible that this happened. Like there's no way. Is that how you see it? Like there's no way this could have happened without any cheating.
I'm looking. I'm not. I don't have proof. But my theory is Wilder threw the fight. That's my theory.
Okay,
If somebody
Caller.
offered you,
Go ahead.
Caller, if
He didn't
if the
try.
fi-
He
if
didn't even
Wilder
try.
threw the fight, then he's a piece of shit, right?
if somebody offered you $50 million for a
Yeah,
third
well,
fight,
Fury's not
We're
got
not
losing
going
if he
there.
didn't go for
Listen,
him in the first place.
We're not going
would you
there.
do it?
Look,
We're not
if
going
Wilder,
there.
if Wilder threw that fight, mate, he's the new Sonny Liston. Don't want
Yeah.
nothing. Look, Sonny Liston You just got to learn the reputation that guy's got. In the history books, if Wilder threw that
would you
fight,
throw a fight for
he
$50
should get the
million?
same treatment Sonny Liston got.
Yes, yes, I would maybe.
I wouldn't root. I'll put it this way: if
But
I
it
was
didn't
like,
happen.
That answers my question.
That's not really
if I
okay.
was,
Well, that's not
okay,
how it
listen,
works.
listen.
But all
I'm
right.
gonna tell you. Look, there's certain fighters that I don't root for anymore because I felt like they might be doing some foul shit. But if I was invested in Wilder, the way a lot of dudes online are, and I came to the conclusion that I think he threw the fight, I wouldn't invest my time in him. I'd be like, fuck him, because I'm not gonna bet money and not know that he's gonna go into a fight and say, I'm gonna throw this fight as well.
Hey, but
That's
look,
all I'm saying.
well,
Stu.
recognise.
Yes.
Look how I turned on Kell Brook when he wasn't giving it all, but and he was making excuses and like cutting corners and getting his ass whooped for money. Kell Brook was one of my favourite fighters, and I turned on him for that. I'm not going to back any man. Like I said, I tell my mum and my kids, my fucking brother, if they're doing something wrong, I'll tell them the same. Wilder's been wrong. Look, he's not learning anything. He's too arrogant. And if he did throw this fight, then he's got to be the stupidest motherfucker on the planet because he took the ass whooping of his life.
Yeah.
If I'm throwing a fight, I'm falling over as soon as one lands, sort of thing. I'm not getting my eardrum burst. I'm not getting my fucking jaw half broke. I'm not getting my legs taken from me and taking poundings to the ribs. I mean, what sort of guy is gonna? It's like you guys that claim Kovalev through the fight. The guy was sleeping on the ropes.
Yeah.
See,
By the way,
these guys, I mean,
the guy
watch too many
started.
movies, you guys.
The caller hung up, but he started with he Fury cheated basically, and then he ended up saying, "Okay, he threw the fight." So which one is it? Now, second of all, he just asked like, "Would you take $50 million to take a dive?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And then he said, "There you go," and he hung up. Like that doesn't prove anything, man. Just because I say, I can say whatever I want.
That's just you thinking.
But
that's just you thinking he threw the fight.
That's
all it is.
But
why is it such a hard pill to swallow that one guy won and one guy lost? It just makes me fucking think really hard about what goes on through some of these people's heads. It's like I really start hating people that think like that because it makes me think that
listen,
this
guys,
shit, that it ain't normal. It ain't you and me are
guys,
normal.
guys.
Something, yeah.
They're in shock. They're still in shock. They don't know what's going on.
Of course they are.
Guys, I'm gonna give you another month.
How do you know you? It's like with these guys. How do you know your daddy is because your mama told you so, sort of thing? They're just
right. Like I'm gonna start questioning that. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, they're listening. They're listening to it. They'll hear a sound bite, hear some sort of conspiracy, and they'll roll with it without even doing any research.
Guys, we got another phone call.
Team America.
732. You're on the air. 732.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Calm
Welcome.
I'd like to make a quick and easy statement right here. Justin Jr. 962 speaking live with these boxing YouTubers. I would like everybody to stop the boxing politics, man. Stop the black guy this, the great white hope that's been going on ever since Chuck Wepner.
Chuck Webner. If he's the great white hope, God help us all.
I agree with the caller.
Black guys.
I agree. Listen,
Yeah.
I just want his fans to explain to us how Tyson Fury cheated. That's all I'm asking. But we're not getting any concrete answers here.
Yes, I'm just saying to all the viewers, take away your black gods, your white gods, whatever, and just keep it boxing.
Absolutely.
No
I
need to get race.
Yep.
Into the
Listen, fella.
conversation.
I think, hey, fella. I think you've sneaked into Daddy's fucking alcohol cabinet and stole a few bottles by the sounds of it.
Yeah, you better stop drinking on there.
What the fuck is
How old are you?
Well,
How old are you? How old are you, bro?
It's the guy who called in, the kid who called in last time.
Justin.
That's the
Justin.
kid. Yeah.
Yeah, Justin,
Oh,
listen.
Justin.
Yeah, you need to go to sleep or something. But
I'll
Justin,
knock
thanks,
you out, Justin.
thanks
off,
for
brother. Sleep off.
Justin, we gotta move on.
Justin. What's up,
Guys,
Justin?
can you guys fucking hear me?
Yeah.
We have other...
Yes.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes.
We gotta move on. We have other phone calls, all right? So call back again next time, all right?
All right, that's all I'm saying. Subscribe to me, Justin Jr. 962.
All right.
I'm out. Team America, peace.
All right, take care.
Peace, Justin.
All right,
Peace.
man.
All right.
I like
Bye,
Justin.
bye,
I like his
Mr.
energy.
American Pie.
813, you're on the air. 813.
Hey, what up?
What's
Red
up?
Glove Militant.
Oh, what's up?
What's up, Red Glove?
Glove?
Hey,
Interesting.
hey, I got something to say about not Justin, but that last caller with his final question where he thought he kind of proved something.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't there a two-way rematch clause? Wasn't there a two-way rematch clause and the winner gets 60% in the third fight?
Yeah,
So
you know,
why
he's
would he
right.
throw
What if he gets
throw the why would he throw the fight to make less money? Like that defeats that's counterproductive.
Yeah.
Like
No,
he
that's a
he
good
could have
point.
won the
That's a very
fight,
good
But
point.
hold on.
and there could have still been a third fight. He just would have got 60% instead of 40.
Yeah,
Maybe
makes
he got
sense.
So that right there,
Man, you think they're really
right-
gonna
Oh,
throw
go
the
ahead.
fight if they're gunning to get the 50-0 and break the Rocky Marciano record, man?
Wilder's ego.
That's the other
Do you
thing.
think a man with Wilder's ego is going to throw a fight? I mean, listen, the days of fighters throwing fights are over. They're getting paid too much. There's too much for them to lose by doing that. Like boxing today, the zero means a lot. Losing the zero, losing that aura about you. You know, he's not going to throw that away for a few $100,000. He's getting $30 million to fight. The days of when Sonny Liston and all them guys were throwing fights, they were on peanuts. So of course they were doing it.
Exactly. These networks are really breaking even. You know, who's gonna fucking make money out of that shit?
Good point.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Red Glove.
It's just that conspiracy theory. When you look at all the facts, doesn't make any sense. Like he could have been in the same position except keeping his O and getting 60 instead of 40%. So him throwing the fight just doesn't make sense. And then they also want to call him a warrior. Warriors don't throw fights. So either he's a warrior or
if
he
you're going
threw
to
the
throw
fight.
a fight,
It can't
right,
be both.
you're gonna fall over from a phantom punch or something like that. You're gonna get one.
Yeah,
you're gonna
like
get
what
grazed to
Sonny
the head
Liston did.
and do a Malik Scott. You're gonna do something like, or you're gonna do an Andre Durrell and just find a way out any way possible. But you're not gonna sit there and get your fucking skull beaten for like 7 rounds. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, do these people connect the dots when they're actually before they open their mouth? I'm sure they don't.
I don't think they.
Well, you know what it is. It's just that they've put so much emphasis on the O, right? And they put so much energy into shitting on other fighters because, like Lomachenko and Anthony Joshua, because they have one loss. That when their guy takes a loss, now they have to come up with excuses because if not, they look like dumbasses. Which they look like dumbasses either way. It's just they're trying to save face at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good point.
Like I said, just man up and take the defeat.
Yeah.
I had to when Spence beat Cal Brooker, and I was getting. Like I said, I was getting calls, texts, messages everywhere. Everyone was looking for me. You know, so this is what happens when you get too invested in a fight. I've learned that never get invested in another fighter too much. Do you know what I mean? Because with fighters, they're funny. They're funny machines, man. So one day they'll turn up, everything works, they look world class. The next day they can just turn up and nothing's working, and they take an ass whooping, and then you have to take the flak for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah,
before
yeah.
it dies down.
It's true. It's like also one other thing, Red Glove. It's like when these channels have been predicting and been talking a fight for months on end, even like a year, and talking about how like the rematch is coming and my fighter's gonna win, and they lose, so they're gonna sound like they're being exposed because they called it like for their guy for like an entire year, and when he fails, they feel like their channel, like their wisdom about boxing is not at par to what they were speaking. So they got to justify it by excuses and false narratives to keep their channel, their narrative to their viewers.
Yep,
And that's why
you're
I believe
exactly right, Gonzalo.
that video Deontay Wilder did. That video Deontay Wilder did that you just showed up, Butcho, that was catering to them. That script that he came out with, that was all catered for them. And this is where Deontay Wilder's going wrong. You know, he's alienating a lot of people that could get on side with him. Because I do believe, like I said before earlier in the show, I don't believe the guy we're seeing is the true Deontay Wilder. I think he's so corny and so fake. most of his lines come from movies. He's like a living movie, man. He needs to get a grip. He's like a 44-year-old man, a husband and a fucking father. He acts like a child, man, the way he goes. And that script, he just, well.
That's a punk motherfucker speaking right there. Look at him talk. He's a punk. That's what he is. He's a punk motherfucking bitch.
All right.
That's what he is.
Because I was pissed off today. Red Glove, anything else?
I did have some, but I forgot, which is fine. But you guys keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna keep listening, and I appreciate y'all opening up your platform to anybody to call in. Y'all have a good one.
Take care. Thanks
This
for
is
calling.
why we do it, bro. This is why we do it, because now and again we actually get good callers like yourself that know a bit about boxing. But we, in between the good callers like yourself, we get these fucking morons coming out with conspiracy theories and crying and bitching about Wilder's ass whooping. I mean, that's the only thing when you open up the lines, you get these people calling.
510, you're on the air.
What's up, everybody? This is Ross Clark, 222, the one and only 150-0 in debates.
150? What the hell?
So what's the topic tonight?
Man, you better than Floyd Pat. What's our boy, Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Recognize anybody who want to debate me, on any topic, they'll lose. I mean, it's just, I'm too intelligent for these clowns. So
Hey,
what's the topic?
I got you.
Rasclot, why do you think that Tyson Fury cheated? What's the reason for doing that?
There was one cheater in this fight, and that cheater was Wilder. Wilder cheated his fans out of a victory. That was the only cheater. He lost.
I'll tell you what, he did cheat.
Listen,
he cheated death. He said he wanted to go out on his shield. He cheated us.
If you put on a boxing glove and you put your wrist into the center of the glove to put the glove on, right?
Yeah.
Now at that point, there's a whole bunch of cushion there. How in the hell am I going to be able to hurt you with all that cushion on there? I can't turn my fist. I can't turn my wrist. I can't make any shot because the freaking glove will be flapping all over, just like the chat room's mama's titties. It'll be flapping all over the place. So how can I hurt someone? It is the most ridiculous excuse that I've ever heard in boxing history.
Yeah.
Yeah, punching with flappy gloves. I mean, let's be real. If you're going for the KO, you don't want flappy gloves. I mean, you just. I mean, these people don't connect the dots. That's the problem.
I was gonna say I did it today, man. I hit the bag. I fucking pulled my hand down, punched the bag, and with the things flapping around. First off, the glove always flapped back in the way, and when I did hit the bag, it bent back so much. It was so awkward.
Hey, Jimmy, we're losing you, man. We're losing your sound.
Jimmy, I actually said earlier on in the show that if you try and punch people like they're claiming that Fury was doing, that actually breaks your hands. It's you're not getting an advantage if you're breaking your hands.
You're not going to be able to, like Ross Clark said, you're not going to be able to make a fist.
Hey guys,
well,
hold on, Jimmy. Let me just finish the phone call. Let me just finish the phone call with.
No, you can't. You're right.
All right, guys, let me finish the phone call with Rasclot. Anything else?
With Rasclot.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, the problem is, okay. They don't want to accept the fact that he lost, and again, I don't know why they're having a trilogy. When this fight was actually the tiebreaker. If we had a draw the first fight, now the second fight is the tiebreaker. It's over. He beat him. He beat him by boxing him the first time off the back foot. And now he beat him coming forward. There's no way that Wilder could beat this guy. And number two, when I saw the gloves dangling, you guys saw the gloves dangling back and forth, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I did see that
first fight.
Yeah, you guys saw that, right? Okay. That's how my balls was dangling across the chat room's mamas, with the box and those clowns in there, Jason Bourne. My balls was flapping just like Tyson Fury's boxing gloves. Peace, guys.
It's a family show. All right, take care, man. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I
just got a picture of Rasclot.
Stu.
Yeah.
Rasclot is like you. He's always going at it with the chat.
Yeah, well, look at Jason Bourne is like a fucking wasp on speed, isn't he? He's just a buzzing in your ear all day, and he just won't go away.
Yeah, but ever since I saw that video, I really started to hate Wilder more Really, it's just imagine somebody breathing on you, like in the same room as you are, speaking to you like that, like I'm your king and this and that bullshit. How would you feel, man? Get this fucker out of here! I'd fucking hit him upside the head, and if I can't knock him out, I'll take a bat to his head.
What's his name in the chat? Cal L says Fury was on the grassy knoll.
yeah, he killed JFK.
Yeah, he was the one that he gave the fatal headshot that killed Kennedy.
Did you hear the other one? Did you hear the other conspiracy?
It was a bullet from Tyson Fury's gun. Go on, go ahead.
The other conspiracy theorist was John Fury was way too confident that his son was going to win. He knew something.
Hey, today recognise they showed you John Fury, and I've just seen it. There's another ITV show I was talking about the gypsies. It's like a fly on the wall show. They were following the Furies around, and they showed you. It's the last episode. They showed you the fight, and they showed you they actually showed you the highlights, and they showed you John Fury at home watching the fight. And when Fury dropped Wilder, John Fury's going mad. He goes, "He come out of these balls. This is a true gypsy man." So he's going fucking mad. He's going to come out of these balls. That's what come out. No, that's it. That's what come out of these balls. A true gypsy king. His eyes going mad. But look, Tyson Fury's become a big star. I mean, I noticed a lot of the people talking on my Facebook about him. A lot of girls that had never watched boxing and stuff. They're really. I mean, they all love Tyson Fury now. You know, the media made him into a monster, but the media have actually made him into a darling as well.
Because he has a big personality. He has a big personality. So now he beat Wilder. It's like, I mean, the guy's always come up big if you think about it, right? He's like, he goes to Germany, beats Vladimir Klitschko. He comes to the U.S. I thought he beat Wilder twice, but you know, he earned the draw, and in the second fight he just comes through. It's like this is who the guy is. Look, man, Wilder failed at the biggest test. Fury has passed the two biggest tests of his career, which was Vladimir Klitschko in 2015, right? And after Wilder turned down the fight with Vladimir, and Fury took it, beats him in late 2015, and what he just did now. I mean, the guy's he's built for the big moment. I don't think Wilder is.
But the thing is with Tyson Fury, he's got charisma as well, and I think that's why the Americans have took to him, because you got to be a star over there. You got to have a bit of charisma about you as well, and a lot of their fighters over there just don't have any. Terrence Crawford is like flexible foamed balsa wood. He could talk a glass eye to sleep. When Spence is doing an interview, it's like he's just had a pipe or something. He smoked some cannabis. He looks stoned all the time. Tank Davis is a retard. Broner's the same. I mean, Wilder's lost his mind. I mean, there's no charisma between them. So this is where I think why they probably took to Tyson Fury. He's just a different breed, isn't he? And like I said, it's all good having the charisma and talking a good game. You've got to back it in the boxing ring at the end of the day, and he does that.
Hey guys, we have a phone call. Let's take it right now. 929, you're on the air. 929.
Yo, what's up, fellas? This is Virtual also.
What's up? What's on your mind?
Not much, man. So I just wanted to read a quote from Devin Alexander. You know, just wrote a Facebook post. He's quoted saying like, as this, "For all you people who can't let this Fury fight go, I'm going to give you some facts. When you choose your gloves to fight with, the commission comes to get your gloves to examine them to make sure there aren't any discrepancy in the gloves. Once you pick your gloves, you still don't see the gloves until you're ready to put them on. When you are ready to lace up your gloves, fight night, the commission brings them to your team to put them on. These rules are put in place because of past cheating. If Fury gloves were loaded, then a lot of heads gonna roll, and there won't be a commission. Fury didn't fight an American-made glove, which is perfectly legal. Foreign gloves aren't like our gloves. Get over it." Now, I don't know what he mean by that portion right there. Foreign gloves aren't made like our gloves. I just want to know what the discrepancy is. But, you know, I really don't buy into this thing with the gloves. And then the whole thing about Deontay Wilder being drugged. I mean, come on. Then I guess, you know, Fury's glove had, chloroform on it? It's fucking bullshit. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Listen, and
Oh,
I was gonna say too, brother. When you fucking, if he would have thrown a punch and his hands balled up, first off, that dude's hands like a dinner plate. Okay, motherfucker. Fuck it, you know what I mean? Palm of families. Dude's got huge palms. If he would have balled his fist up like they're saying, like they're trying to say it is, every time he would have hit, when he would have punched, every jab, like how many pitches? You just go in line, look at all the fucking pitches. Anytime his fist is making contact with them, the fist is bent over. The glove would be bent back. The announcers would have been saying, "Hey, what the fuck's up with his hand? Why is this? Why is the flap flapping over?" Nobody said nothing. Wildest people didn't say anything. Nobody listened. That is so farcical if that's what they're saying. And I want to just say something too, real quick, dude. Just take 2 seconds. I called 14 people because I didn't want to just talk out of my ass. I wanted, because I kind of noticed it a little, but I wanted to make sure. So I went back, called people, say, "Do what's up?" I was going to ask you, because I called 14 people. 5 of them have absolutely, 5 of them are on social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, even if it's a little, some footprint on social media. 9 of them have nothing to do with social media. Those 9, to a man, I said, "Who are you pulling for?" Oh, Wilder. Why? He's American. I just want the American. All across the board. Anyone who has been on social media, seen anything about his personality, things he said, the fucking, just his, whatever message he tried to get across, he got across. Because those people hated him. They were like, "Fucking, he's a clown."
Well, that's
and
the
for
thing
all the
about
reasons you were
Wilder.
just saying.
That's the thing about it. To like Deontay Wilder, you got to know nothing about him. Because the more you know about him, the more you dislike the guy. He's just not a very likable guy. And like I said before, there's deep down this guy, I don't think he's as bad as he's coming out. It's like I said, he's a very sport kid. He tried to get Paulie Malignaggi fired for calling the fight, how everyone else saw it. If this is the problem, when you can't accept criticism, you can't accept someone saying you lost the fight, the better man won, or you can't accept the trainer throwing in the towel in. So you come back for another day and you're not fucking in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. Just certain decisions like that can be the difference for the future in your life, sort of thing. So, and the way he turned on Britain, it's just everything about the man has been a disaster.
Imagine being
he's got a lot of building to do.
Imagine being a family member of a fucking slain boxer, a boxer who died in a ring, knowing that knucklehead, that was so disrespectful to any fighter who's killed somebody in the ring who has died in the ring. You know what I mean? That was beyond fucking ignorant. It's funny. Oh, he was just trying to promote the. Okay, so if Triple G was about to fight, say, Dominic Way back in the day, and he was laughing, saying, I hope I kill him in the ring. Imagine it's just a visceral that's already spit at him.
The thing is,
would
though,
be
like
on
I said,
10.
Jimmy, I said the other day, right? Well, no, I said actually months ago, Wilder should be very careful what he wishes for, because it could be his body, that's in the ring, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Stu, when he speaks it into existence, like speak it, believe it, receive it, and you're talking about killing other people, you're bringing that onto yourself.
Because it could have been his body on his record instead of someone else's. And this is the thing, this is a dangerous fucking game. It's killing a man for a sport is no one wants that. We want to see good fights. We want to see people get knocked out. Of course we do. But we don't want to see people getting killed in the ring. And for him to say the stuff he has, and luckily Mark Breland was the only one in that corner that had a bit of balls about him, that's actually knows what he's doing, and probably saved Wilder for another day. Because if it was up to JD's, he'd be in the fucking same hospital. Well, he'd be the same home as Joel McCallum right now. Fucking.
All right, Virtuoso, anything else?
Listen, that's how bad I'm talking. That would have got bad. I'm telling you now. So
we're gonna move on.
He did the right thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I just want to give credit to recognize putting on that video about Wilder, hitting, Ortiz with fucking rabbit punches, and how the LDBC Q, because they're acting like fucking bitches, seemed to just gloss over it. They didn't seem to be bothered by that, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Good point. Yeah, they don't care about that. They only care about when. All right.
This is
Virtuoso,
why I didn't want the trilogy.
Hold on. Thanks for the phone call, Virtuoso, man. This guy in the chat, I forgot his name. He keeps saying that the knuckles are showing. You can see Fury's knuckles. I don't see them.
Yeah, you see his palm and the tape. Listen, the reason why they think that's the knuckles, Bucho, a lot of people don't realize when you tape your hands, your palm is open. It's skin there. A good guy who tapes it, there's never tape across your palm. That's always open. So what they're seeing when they see tape and they see skin, they're equating that with knuckle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's
what they
ridiculous.
got fucking X-ray eyes or something. Yeah, what they got infrared eyes, because that's the only way they'd see knuckles. I mean, come on, let's be real. Look, fighting these days, these guys. The problem with these guys, they watch too many Burt Sugar interviews. They still think the mafia run boxing and people are falling over and and throwing fights. Yes, it still happens. Yes, there's still cheating go on where one judge will get a backhand or a referee will get a backhander. Yeah, that'll always happen. But the days of being able to load your gloves or punch someone with your gloves like that, or put stuff on you
at this
put
level,
stuff in people's eyes like Sonny Liston did. You know, rub stuff in. They're over, man. Fucking hell, there's too much money in sport.
Your palm is open. Your palm is open because you gotta get protection over your knuckles mainly and around your wrist, and you have to have extra room to ball your fist, especially when you're putting it into the glove. Because if not, your hands would get tired, and then you would really start opening like your hand and striking with the palm. You have to keep your hand balled into a knuckle. That's why the palm's open.
No, it's absurd, dude. It's just crazy that they're saying that. Listen, I think I read, was it in between 9 or 11 HD cameras there, you know what I mean, for TV. Every angle. They wouldn't have missed a fucking thing. It's just so ridiculous. And you know what really sucks, even goes against his character even more? He could put an end to all this if he tweeted out and said, no, listen, his gloves were fine. It wasn't a gloves thing. Let's let it go. Let's focus on getting better. But he comes up with that. Listen, I'm sorry. Right?
No, but
I'm an older guy. He's a fucking moron. That King video.
Hang on. Jimmy, I want to know, has Wilder come out and said that the gloves were played with then? Is that what he's saying?
No, he hasn't said.
No,
he hasn't.
exactly.
But silence is like in a situation like this, because it's not like you wouldn't know about it. Because remember, the only media he fucks with in the outside when he's doing fights, but on a daily basis, like he's really involved with the LDBC, and like you said, he played into that big time. And
but silence. No, but silence is actually a good thing with Wilder, because this guy will jump on any excuse he can find, and this is a guy that's not said anything, so that's a good thing. Because, like I said, if he could have jumped on this, he would have. I mean, he was the one on the end of the ass whooping, so you think he'd be the first that want to find a reason why he got his fucking ass whooped? No,
because of all the excuses, he knows that's the stupidest one, right? Because of all the excuses,
there is clutching at straws.
Yeah, he's gonna let his sycophants fucking bark out ridiculous shit, and hopefully they throw enough against the wall. Listen, that fucking zip ahead barbershop conversation is actually going to. He says he is. He did it. A whole video on it. He called the NASDAQ, got the woman on the phone, asked when the meeting. It's March 25th, 9 a.m. He gets to stand in front of the meeting. They allow him 3 minutes, and he's going to explain. He's saying on the video he wants to know if there's any hotshot lawyers who want to go with him, because he's not letting this rest. And they're going to see that the 1 million views that his video, then he went on to threaten Sugar Hill, saying his great-great-grandchildren won't ever be able to look his name up online without him being labeled a cheater. It's just it's demented.
Jimmy, you've watched boxing for a long time. Jimmy,
I'm talking about cheaters. I just want to change the tone for 10 minutes. Talking about cheaters, a lot of people on this chat seem to think Canelo Alvarez is a cheater. I don't see it. Maybe with the peds, yeah, but they're all on it. Just some get caught, some don't. Let's be real. I said earlier, if some people probably weren't here at the time, Deontay Wilder didn't have a piss test that night. But hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Yeah. He used the excuse for the beating he took as not having a piss test. So Tyson, they're accusing him of taking drugs. Tyson Fury, he took the test. Wilder didn't. So
but Stu, it's one thing with this guy now. The fight just got signed. It hasn't even been announced. It's going to today, and it's gonna be the same thing with the last Canelo fight. This fucking boxing talk with some of these people, with some of these fans, it's really toxic, man. Really, really toxic. The fight hasn't even been announced, and they're already jumping from one toxic subject to another. But hey, they want to fucking talk about it. Let's talk about it.
There are people,
well, we've covered the angle. I mean, I think we've killed all the conspiracy theories, But like I said, I was talking about Canelo quickly. Billy Joe Saunders is official. So Canelo Alvarez, Billy Joe Saunders is official for people that don't know.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. They want to start talking Canelo now, but what's going to be the subject about the Canelo fight? Cheating this, cheating that.
Yeah,
Non-stop
this is what you get,
complaining
Gonzalo.
and fussing and whining. That's all it is.
Gonzalo, this is what you get, brother. This is why do you think I get so angry with the boxing community? Why do you think I call them names and I get annoyed with them? Because they're just unbearable people to be around. They'll find the smallest detail to whine about, and every fight's a robbery. Every fight, someone's cheating. I mean, why can't someone win a fight and that be it anymore? There's always some whiny little bit. I can't be done.
All right, guys, hold on.
That's why I'm tired of boxing.
Stu.
What now, Butcho, man?
All right, we got somebody on Discord, and we got only 56 likes, and we have 222 people watching. So nobody's hitting the like button. So
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Come on. Do it. Come on.
hit that like button, people.
Yeah.
All right, L Dog, are you
Pretend
there?
it's a poll. Who's going to win?
I'm here, man. How you
button for
doing?
Deontay Wilder. We'll get about 150 likes.
Good idea.
The fangirls pressing.
Hey, there's a bit of echo coming.
Oh,
State your name, cuz.
it's L Dog. I don't know how to fix the echo.
L Dog.
I don't know how to fix the echo, man.
All right. Well, can you mute your mic? Oh, that's better. Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is, yes, I've been looking into this Tyson Fury glove situation, and like all you guys, I was thinking, what are these Wilder fans on about? But then I watched the brother Fred's YouTube video, and believe it or not, I'm actually supporting his efforts to launch an investigation. I think that at the very least we need a formal investigation into the gloves that Tyson Fury was using against.
You sound like
Deontay
fucking
Wilder.
Nancy Pelosi, man. What's
Are you
wrong
kidding? L Dog, it's not even funny, man.
No, look,
it's not
I
even
looked
funny,
at
man.
I looked at Young Pharaoh's video as well. I believe that's the brother's name.
Trolling.
This guy's stop trolling,
No,
man.
no, you guys need to seriously look at the brother Young Pharaoh's video
Oh, yeah.
and the brother Fred's video.
Yeah.
And you'll understand what I'm talking about. Look,
'cause
something is up with these gloves.
my eyes
I'm
don't
not
work.
calling him a cheater.
They ain't, hey,
I'm
dog, they ain't your brothers, man. Those people don't like
He's
you.
kidding, guys. It's
No,
a fucking
no,
dog.
Look,
Come on.
these guys.
They ain't your brothers.
He's my brother. Go ahead.
No,
Dog, I'm
Ain't
surprised
your
you
fucking
ain't.
brothers.
I'm surprised you ain't called in fucking getting all excited about Joseph Parker's performance the other day. What did you think of that?
Well, I thought the brother Shawndale Winters put up a valiant effort, and Eddie Germ.
Yeah.
Get this troll
Eddie-
off, man.
yeah,
He's trolling. man.
Eddie
Come on.
Germ was
Get outta here.
setting it up as usual. But look, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying Fury cheated, right? I'm just
Right.
saying a formal investigation is needed.
Okay, you know what, L Dog? We'll look into it, actually. All right? We're going to hire a
But
lawyer.
also, you
Investigation.
can
If that's
see.
true, an
Hold on.
investigation
You
into your
can
sanity needs
see
to be done as well.
you can see the They had these metal plates in his glove, these spikes inside Tyson Fury's gloves, and
Was
you
it
can
like
see
that
them,
thing the
man.
guy in Avengers wore? Well, they had to put all the rubies in the fucking glove. Was it one of them?
Rambo 3? What was it?
Yeah, but all I'm
No, the
gonna
guy in
say
the
is
Avengers,
people
isn't it?
need
When he had to collect all
people
the
need
stone glove.
to the
Was it one of
brother
them?
Fred and the brother Young Pharaoh. They're very intelligent guys, and I think you guys could all benefit from listening to these brothers.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah,
really
sure.
want to lose about
Consciousness.
40 IQ for listening to that video. No thanks.
All right, L Dog. Thanks for the phone call and get some rest. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Stay off that Conor McGregor whiskey.
My God. Jesus, I don't know what I was gonna say. I forgot.
Let's get on to Canelo Billy Joe. Let's just talk for this for 5 minutes because there's only so much I can talk about Wilder fangirls and Wilder's whining. I've just had enough now. Look, the
Dead
fight's
Game.
over with.
Can I just talk to Dead Game in the chat? Dead Game. L Dog is joking, man. Because Dead Game is saying we need a proper investigation. No, we don't. I just posted the pictures, man. Look at the pictures. Where's the knuckle here? Did he just fix his gloves at the end?
L-Dog's he's not. Who's that? A Dead Game. Dead Game's
Yeah.
the sort of guy who thinks O.J. Simpson's innocent.
Look at the gloves. This is after the fight. So are you telling me that at this point he fixed the gloves, and before that he just pulled his hand down? Which, by the way, is not an advantage at all.
Go gadget gloves, isn't it? He's like the Spectre Gadget. Go gadget gloves.
Hey, Stu, hey guys, I just want to say one more thing about Wilder. They actually played a clip on the local Boston radio station, and they were saying what he's, known for. Because one of the guys like, I don't follow boxing. Well, he's what is most. I think he's known as kind of a. And he's like, oh, of course he is. Because they were talking about people kneeling at the anthem, and he said they played his clip, and they went on for 10 minutes. They saying, how could somebody say those things that are so obviously factually incorrect? If you look at what's going on today, black people, there's still no systemic racism. They're not being shot by police. All this thing, they went over, it's obviously a right-leaning sports station, these guys, but they listed all the things that counteracted everything, debunked everything Wilder said. But he said what they kept hopping on and laughing their ass off when they said, listen to his explanation when he was asked to explain. And this is one of the, I don't need to explain what's already understood. So when you have somebody screaming, what do you think white people see when they see that? And then when they see that you obviously don't know what you're talking about, and you're just barking racially divisive bullshit, dragging up slavery, and you're making $20 million. It's ignorant, and he isolated himself. That's all.
Look, he's alienating it. I don't think it's just white people. I don't even want to go down that road, but I don't think it's just he's alienating everybody. He's alienated the British black guys. He's alienated the the black guys all over the planet, especially the Africans, the Anthony Joshua fans. He's alienated everyone that they have. Not Deontay Wilder personally, but him and his fucking cult. It's them against everyone, and they've made it like that. And like I said, they're surrounded now. They're just they're in the corner, surrounded, swinging shots, nothing's landed, and it's a matter of time before they're crushed. Because look, their fighters are losing belts left, right, and centre. This what This when Wilder gets whooped again, what are they going to do? What are they going to talk about? Unless they come out of another conspiracy. I mean, look, there's just nowhere for them to go at the moment. They're just like I said. It's surviving just.
Dead Game is saying nothing wrong with a simple investigation. Sure, do an investigation. I mean,
you're not gonna find anything.
Well, who's gonna? Yeah.
You're not supposed to take the side of the palm. The tape goes around.
Let it go, mate.
Yeah, and the gauze go around, and the hand wrap, and the tape goes around the knuckles and goes around the thumb. It goes around the thumb, the knuckles, and the wrist. You're supposed to leave the center of the palm part exposed so you can ball up your fist. If you have tape go around the front and the back, you cannot ball a fist comfortably, especially if you're putting a glove inside and reentering that, because they see that spot that's exposed. That's the way it's supposed to be. And everybody knows that except the fans of this guy.
And people don't realize when you have tape on, when that gauze, well, it's not gauze, it's, when you have it all taped up, for him to slide, they have to unlace it all the way up, and then he has to slide his hand all the way up in it. You know what I mean? People have no idea how bulky their hand is when it's all taped up. I've taped my hands so many fucking times.
When you try to get the glove off after the fight, you try to get the glove off, you have trouble. You have to really pull it.
So you see, they yank it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
And what you're saying is the people that were expecting
mentality, right?
Hold on, let me just say this one thing real quick, Stu. You got to understand those people that are up by the ring, the athletic commission's little security guys, right? They're watching this, right? So for you to be unlacing his gloves so that he could pull it downwards, they would have to do it in front of him, also. In front of the. There's always like two guys that come up and they're watching the corner. They clear out the corner when it's time to when your time is up. They're watching this, so they will have a lot of balls to be doing this shit in front of
those guys in the burgundy suits, right? Recognize?
Yeah, they're part of the athletic commission.
Yep.
Yeah.
They play like a security role, and they can report also if you're doing some foul play.
The guy saw, like I said earlier, the guy saw a bit of, well, he saw too much Vaseline on Tyson Fury's neck and shoulder, and he made Andy Lee wipes him off. So if he's spotting a bit of Vaseline on the neck, I'm sure he's spotting a fist hanging out of a glove. I mean, it's these guys. The thing is, the guys that are coming out with conspiracy theories have never been. They don't understand boxing. They just don't get it. They don't understand the different gloves. They don't understand how hands are wrapped, how punches are thrown. They just don't understand the sport. They're in it for race reasons, aren't they? They want to get their black pride through black athletes because their lives are fuck ups. Let's be real. So they have to live through. They have to live through Deontay Wilder. They have to live through his team. And what they're doing now to get their pride back, they're throwing him to the fucking lion again, without recovery, without a new trainer, without getting a bit of confidence back. They're not thinking about Deontay Wilder. They just want to throw him in with Tyson Fury again and let him get whooped again. Come on, man. Yeah. They don't care for Wilder. Like I said, he'll be thrown on the scrap heap, and there'll be a show on the documentary channels restoring old American fighters that have been thrown on the scrap heap. They'll go to a big field, and there'll be Wilder just laying there, innit? No one's took any parts. Someone might take his right arm because that's worth probably something.
Oh man, all right.
Nothing.
Hold on, guys.
That's where I am. That's where I am with it. They'll throw him to the scrap heap, and
all right, Stu. We have a phone call. 346. You're on the air. 346.
Phone calls. Looking phone calls.
346. Oh, see,
please
sorry.
Don't be an excuse.
Go ahead. You were muted. Sorry. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome to the show. What's on your mind?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Hello?
Good. Yep. I'm here.
Hey, man. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Let me explain something to you, man. Let me explain to everybody on here because I'm a realist, man. Let me tell you something. When you can tell by listening to the comment section, man, who's black and who's white up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about boxing no more. This is about color, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody biased to an extent. You get a black fighter and a Mexican fighter. You got majority of the world gonna go with the black person, gonna go with the black person. The Mexican gonna go with the Mexican person.
That doesn't make it right,
here, man. This ain't about nothing. Fury's the better fighter, man. Period. Period. I ain't gonna be biased.
That's not the case here, man.
Now, if Deontay Wilder would have won, and Tyson Fury would have been making 1,000 excuses, then what everybody would have said then? Then what everybody would have said then?
The same we said about Wilder.
So and that dude that talk about Fred and black conversations and Young Pharaoh, go listen to their channel. All they do in there is talk about crack of this, crack of that, and white this and white that. Before this glove stuff even came out, and Fred was talking all this garbage on black conversations, black barbershop conversations. You know what I'm saying? He come up with every excuse. Oh, I'm not going to give him credit for winning. I'm not going to give him. You even got black people up in this thing talking about, man, stop crying, bro. Take your loss. Take your loss like a man.
Yep.
I'm a realist, man. All this bias stuff, man. Because you a color and you want. I go with the fighter who I know is going to win. I don't care if you white, blue,
I always go with the fighter, man. I've never. People seem to think I'm a racist because I don't tell them what they want to hear, but I always go for the fighter. I don't care. There's many times that I've, like I said, Anthony Joshua. There's not many guys I want to beat Anthony Joshua. Any colour.
Yeah.
So
this is about race, man. We know this, man.
You enjoy boxing.
No matter what color you are, you already know what this shit's about, man. You can tell in the comment section who's black, who's white, who's purple, who's green by half of what they say. Besides the real people that know boxing. Talking about the gloves or what this. I can show you a video with Muhammad Ali. They just came out with. We showed his glove flopping. So what you gonna say? Muhammad Ali was cheating. Now what you gonna say? Muhammad Ali was cheating now?
Caller. Do you remember when Muhammad Ali cheated Henry Cooper? Can you remember where, as Cassius Clay cheated Henry Cooper? Got dropped heavily.
These people are a bunch of racist fools, man. That's all they is, man. They go with right, man. I go with who got skills. Skills win fights. Color don't win fights. You either got it or you don't got it.
Postcodes and color do not win fights. I've been trying to preach that.
Yeah, colors don't win fight, man. Colors don't win fight. And I'm white. Absolutely. I'm white and Italian, man. All my people over here black, bro. And all the black people tell the ones that ain't racist gonna tell you straight up, Fury beat him up, bro. And they're gonna go with him again because he's the better fighter. Period, bro. Period. Period.
Hey, caller, I go to a gym. I go to a gym where mostly the guys.
Look, Wilder could come in the ring. Wilder could come in the ring next time butt naked, man, and he's still gonna get his ass whooped, bro. Don't blame the costume, man.
Good point.
Coming like Mike Tyson, right?
Hey,
Look, he could come in wearing Michael fucking Corleone's silk pajamas. It ain't gonna mean any different. He's gonna get his ass whooped. You know, look. When you
He gonna get his ass whooped, bro. People need to stop being so racist, bro. Up in this man. And don't listen to that dude that called and said that Fred conversation, young Pharaoh. They all racist, bro. They all racist. Just go to their channel. They talk about white people and the thing. Oh, crack of this, crack of that, and all this. They don't talk boxing. Everybody know barbershop conversation is the one that started all this, man. I listened to his channel just to hear everybody. This dude is a joke, man. This dude is just a racist joke.
Caller,
he don't talk boxing.
Caller.
Turn his station on late at night, and you're gonna hear this man talk about colors the whole time. He's gonna talk about colors the whole time.
Caller, we're gonna move on, but thanks for the phone call, man. Great points.
All right, man.
Take care.
Good
call. All right, bro.
All right, go ahead.
All right, caller.
Go ahead.
Like anything in life.
I just want to tell the callers when you call in.
Yeah.
When you call in, we're allowed to have a dialogue here. You can have a dialogue. It's not like Nez, like a conveyor belt where he's just rushing you off the line, don't even respond to you, gives you 30 seconds, gives you an intro as well. So the time that's finished, you got 20.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like that here. We like to have a dialogue. You don't have to come here and get everything off your chest quickly. Let us talk and let's come back at what what you're saying.
We give you time. We give you time. But it was a good call. Good call.
It was a very good call, but I'd like to have addressed some of the things he said.
Yeah.
My point is, sometimes with Wilder, sometimes you come against a style you can't beat. Jack Dempsey couldn't beat Gene Tunney. He just that style he just couldn't beat. Shane Mosley with Vernon Forrest. I said that earlier. There's certain Mark Antonio Barrera with Junior Jones. These sort of just world class fighters still could beat anyone on their day, but just come against a style that they can't beat.
Good point.
Even Vernon Forrest had trouble with Ricardo Mayorga.
Yeah.
But that's we hit on that the other day. It's with the triangle theory with Shane Mosley did a job on Mayorga. But my point was Shane Mosley was a monster when he fought Vernon Forrest. He was beating everyone, and he just couldn't get the grips with Vernon Forrest. Yet Ricardo Mayorga went in there, destroyed him. Yet Shane Mosley went and destroyed Ricardo Mayorga. Styles make fights, and I just think. With Wilder, I think Fury's that guy. He's the Vernon Forrest. He's the Gene Tunney. He's the,
Yeah, Mosley did it to De La Hoya too, although that fight was close. Rematch.
The second one, I think De La Hoya won. The second one, in my opinion.
The second one too. I thought he won that.
Yeah,
it was close.
It was close.
We got another phone call. Oh shit, we got more phone calls. Let's give each caller like a minute. Else we're gonna stay here forever.
I'm cool.
256. You're on the air. 256.
Yo, man, that last caller is what you call cooning at its finest.
Oh.
You finished buck dancing, bro? I recognize his voice. Cooning at his finest.
So how did Tyson Fury cheat?
I recognize his voice.
Did he try to take a shot at me by saying he recognized his voice?
I don't know. Hey,
I recognize that dude's voice, man. He called in on Fred. He called in on Barbershop Conversation one day, and the only reason that he came on to this show is because he pissed off and Fred hung up on him and they didn't want to hear what he had to say.
Well,
I know him.
I'm surprised
That's the same dude.
I'm surprised that Barbershop would hang up on a caller like this, obviously. But
because he was talking bullshit.
Of course. So, did Tyson Fury cheat? Is the question.
No.
Caller.
I think so.
I think you asked me.
I can't prove it, but I really think so. You didn't see the way the glove was flopping? How a glove flop 90 degrees all the way back like that?
Mm-hmm.
We got to ask Muhammad Ali, but he died, man.
Yeah.
Did you see the video where the glove was flopping?
The first fight?
Yeah.
Or the second fight? Caller.
I'm not going to even lie. Look, I'm not going to lie. His glove was acting a little funny, but here's my point. You ain't going to do no damage with your fist. First of all, it's not going to be able to ball up on that part of where the palm is at. You're not going to, it's basically a slap is all you're doing. All you're doing is just slapping them, and that's pointless, right? So what did the damage was the punches, the knuckle part. That's what did the damage to Deontay Wilder. And the only thing that I have a problem with Wilder fans that bring this up. Let me just finish this one point, caller. Wilder literally beat up Luis Ortiz in the first fight from dirty punches. He punched him in back of the head like 7 different times, even to the point where he stopped him, and the referee didn't do anything. So my point is, he got the reason why I've heard like people like Barbershop and a couple other people like, yo, Champ needs to say something. The reason why he ain't gonna say nothing because he's let's say he did get hurt with an illegal shot. He knows his game is predicated on that too. There's a lot of shots that he's landed that were illegal, and he was trying to palm shot Tyson Fury in both fights. So Tyson Fury's like, yo, fuck this. When you do that, I'm gonna do it too. Okay? And it just so happens that he beat him at his game. All right? If that's the real reason he stopped him. Wilder ain't gonna say nothing when he's benefiting from that also. There's a lot of money to be made, and you be opening up Pandora's box. It's like with baseball. When they opened up the steroid thing and they were trying to get Barry Bonds, a reporter said, you better be careful, man. You opening up Pandora's box, and you're going to find a lot of people took it. You know, that's what you're going to end up finding. And that's exactly what happened.
Okay,
that's
let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
I need y'all honest opinion, man. I need y'all to be straight up honest with me, man. Do y'all really believe that a glove can make somebody's ear bleed like a glove can make somebody's ear bleed like that?
You know what
y'all
that
really
was? Tyson Fury could have landed that punch 20 times and at the same spot, and it would have never cut him. That was a freak occurrence.
Yeah.
That's just a freak occurrence, bro. It's one of those things that just happen. Okay? When you throw enough punches, man, bad stuff happens to the guy you doing or to yourself. That's just the understanding
It's a freak accident.
that I've always had of fighting. You know, that's just shit that happen.
You remember this guy on screen? You can see with the
But
ear.
there's no chance that a bare knuckle couldn't have did that easily. Like
There was no way, caller. He had bare knuckles. There was no way. He fought with gloves on.
That's Lujan. Sebastian Lujan.
And you didn't see the skin. You didn't see the skin when they still photoed it. You didn't see the skin part.
But by the earlobe, right? By the what's that part? I saw the part just outside of the ear, the inside the ear hole. It cut open. I'm telling you, that's a freak occurrence. That's part of like that shit just landing there, hitting that spot and cutting it open. I remember he half blocked that shot. Wilder half blocked that shot by his movement. And so it could have scraped it. It just scraped it and cut it open. Nothing crazy about that, man.
Yeah,
There's
come
nothing
on.
crazy about that.
Is that the best proof that you have? Your best argument?
He's never bled that easily.
Well, there's always a first time.
Yeah, it's always the first time, man. Wilder,
come on.
Wilder has been welted up a couple of times.
I'm sorry, man. Y'all sound kind of biased, man. I'm sorry, man.
Well,
what y'all got against
the
Wilder,
feeling is
man?
mutual.
Why y'all don't like Wilder?
I
What
don't.
y'all
I
got
like
against
Wilder.
him, man?
I
Doesn't
like
matter.
Wilder. I just don't like his fans on social media. I personally like Wilder. Now I think he's catering to the fans at on YouTube that have the big channels, and I think that could be his downfall. But me personally, I actually like Wilder. He's an entertaining fighter to watch. He's either going to knock you out or he's going to get wrecked, which is a guy who's to me, he's a warrior. Yeah, he is a warrior. Now the excuses, I think he's he's buying into the bullshit that people on YouTube are telling him. That's all.
Wilder.
I haven't heard him say one excuse.
The outfit was too heavy, stuff like that.
I haven't heard him personally say that.
But caller, you gotta be honest too, and you gotta think one thing. The channel, that guy Fred that you listen to, don't talk about ask here, why don't we like this guy? Because you guys, that channel is dedicated to hating on everybody else
Yep.
except certain fighters, and only you run that criteria. Now answer that question. You don't have to answer nothing. I'm just saying. I mean,
But let me ask you
the
something.
way
What makes you think that?
Hold on, what did you
What
say?
makes you? Hey, caller, what makes you think we don't like black fighters? What makes there's quite a few black fighters that I like today.
I mean,
And
because
in the past,
you would have an open mind. Y'all sound like y'all don't even want to have an open mind. Like y'all just sound completely biased. Like you don't. You're not even saying maybe it
I'll give you an
was
example.
bare knuckle. Y'all saying no, it ain't bare knuckle. Like y'all don't
I'll
even
give you
have
an
an open
example.
mind to it, man.
We're caller. We're dedicating a show on this topic, and we're allowing you to call in. So we are looking into it.
I mean, we are talking boxing, right?
I mean, we are talking about it. And come on.
Look,
Yeah,
caller,
but it's
I'll
not.
give you an
Sounds like
example.
especially the UK. Is the UK guy still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
The guy with, especially him, man. He sounds completely biased, man. He sounds like everything that people are saying is totally ridiculous.
Well, it is. That's the thing. That's what I'm sorry. I can't. I mean, I smell bullshit. When I smell bullshit, I call it out. I mean, I've got eyes. They work. You've shown me the evidence. I don't see nothing. Guess what? Move on. I mean, what are you guys seeing? It's like you're trying to find something that's not there. You know, you're just trying to find something that's not there.
See the difference. You see how it is. You see how we feel. We feel the same way you feel. You protect. I think you protecting.
You don't
Fury.
don't feel like you feel like that because you're heartbroken.
He's from where you from.
Your pride's hurt. Listen, there's no common sense. You don't feel like I feel. Your pride's hurt. That's what all it is.
That's what's
That's
happening.
why you're trying to think of excuses and why Wilder got beat.
You're in shock.
If Fury had got beat, you would have every excuse in the book. I promise.
Yes, but you don't know that. Get beat.
You would not
Caller.
Okay,
hold on. I'm gonna stop. Caller. Okay, let's say Fury would have won. Sorry, would have lost, and we would have come out with excuses. Would that make it right or wrong?
It would just be you defending who you're a fan to.
Okay, and
just
that's
like
what you're
defending.
Exactly.
That's what you're doing.
Caller,
right?
that's what
So
you're
that's
doing.
What you're doing.
Caller, look at you have to think critically here. This is what you're doing.
That's what you're doing.
Answer this, caller. I want to know why Deontay Wilder didn't take his steroid test after that fight when Tyson Fury had to take his. So if you want to talk about cheats, if you want to start like going down that road, we can go down that road. We can make this show about Deontay Wilder's drug test. If that's, goes both ways, but we don't want to. He's took a big enough beat. Why knock a man when he's down? He got whooped in front of the world for every second of every round. Claret was coming out of his ear roll. His jaw was all over the place. His legs were like wobbling all over the place. He's like fucking. It was embarrassing. So he's took enough. I don't want to hit the man when he's down. But you guys are making me want to do it. Where's the steroid results, the ped test? No, Butcher, I'm not holding on. Fucking getting told hold on the time. I want to know where the fucking steroid test is.
Right. Where's the
These
steroid
guys
test?
keep coming out. You keep letting them on, Butcher, to repeat the same old shit. What we're going to do, just keep saying, no, it didn't happen or not. We're repeating the same shit, brother.
Well, we're going to move on. I want to move on.
I'm losing the will to live. This didn't, you want me to find...
Don't do it, Stu.
You want me to talk about something that's not there.
Stu, we're going to move on. I wanted to move on. That's why I was interrupting
you. Didn't answer my hold on before you hang up. He never did answer why they turned the camera off. Why did they turn the camera off before they wrapped the gloves? Why you didn't answer that question?
Do you want Tyson Fury to show?
Did you not see Wilder's team in there? Did you not see one of Wilder's team in there? Why does the camera? Why you don't even know about wrapping gloves? And even if the camera saw it, you guys wouldn't fucking know what you were seeing.
Yeah, come on.
What do you guys know about wrapping gloves? You coming out with this conspiracy?
I'm saying, what was the whole point?
Caller, apparently,
Caller,
apparently, BT Sports kept the cameras running. BT Sports kept the cameras rolling.
So BT Sports kept the cameras rolling.
That's what.
So
yeah.
What were they hiding? You see, here's the thing, caller.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to ask.
No, this
what were they?
No, caller. On this show, we don't always agree. You got me. You got myself. You got Bucho. You got Gonzalo. You got Stuart Little, right? we don't agree on everything.
Yep.
I believe that Kovalev fought very suspicious to the point where I think he threw the fight. They don't agree with me. It's that's it. I made my case. They made their case. Why? And we agreed to disagree. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are open-minded. What I'm trying to say to you is, you proved the point. You said that if Fury lost, and you guys would have came up with all the excuses, right? And basically, we said, okay, what if we did? And you said out of your own mouth, you said that you would have been sticking up for your fighter. That's what you're doing. Is what I'm trying to say. You're doing that because you felt.
And I'm
like
asking, what's wrong with that? Y'all act like it's a problem.
No,
What's wrong
but
with
you're
that?
saying, look, I've got told by the guy that you call biased, Stuart Little, right? I've got told I don't agree with you. I think you're reaching. When I said Kovalev threw the fight, he said, I think you're reaching. And I left it at that.
I said more than that, recognise. I thought you was out of your goddamn mind. I thought,
he said, I think you're out of your mind. And we were okay with that. Both of us were okay. And I said, I think you're out of your mind. And we went back and forth, but we were cool. Okay. We don't agree with that. First of all, when it comes to palm shots, illegal shots, Wilder is the master at that. Okay. And he did it in the fight. He tried to do it to Fury in both fights.
Let me tell you something now, right? If Fury hit Wilder with his bare knuckle at 270 pounds, the shape he was in, throwing them punches from Kronk in Detroit, basically, he would be in a coma still now. Let's just keep it real.
No.
Them punches would have done serious damage to Wilder. That didn't happen. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
He's been shook before. He got shook in the Ortiz fight. Ortiz shook him in the first, especially in the first fight. But what happened in the 7th round? That's when he got shook. Matter of fact, in the 7th round. But what happened? He still ended up.
Yeah, but what's that got to do? Look, two different fights, two different men. You can't bring up another fight and compare it this one. They're two different occasions, two different events. What is your point bringing up Luis Ortiz? Yes, he got hurt. He went and knocked Ortiz out, and then sort of like strolled around in second gear in the rematch and nearly killed the fucking guy. So we don't want to talk about Luis Ortiz. We're talking about Tyson Fury. What has that got to do with the Fury fight?
Yeah, even if it's the same man and it's two different fights, or look at the trilogies, 4 fights. Manny Pacquiao versus Marquez. They don't always turn out the same. Every fight is different.
Exactly. You can't say Marquez had loaded gloves because he never knocked down. Anyways, listen, caller, we have to move on, but thanks for the phone call, okay? You have a good night. All right.
The caller was decent, man. He interacted. I think he understood where we were coming from, even if he's not gonna admit.
Yeah, look, I don't mind callers like him. He's very passionate. Look, his pride's hurt. This is where he is. I know his pride's hurt. His hero lost. And he's trying to find a way to explain it. I get that, but come on, man. You can't just keep bringing this out and expect everyone to jump on board. I mean, the more I hear it, the more ridiculous it gets. And you've got one shot of a glove half bent, and you're just rolling with it. And
I mean, look at Bucho showed a picture earlier of Wilder's glove bending in a funny way that looks like his hand wasn't totally in the glove. I mean, are we going to say that he fucking cheated? Like, come on, man.
Hey, we have a caller. 346. You're on the air. 346.
Nice.
Welcome to the show. What's on your mind?
Hey man, I called you. I called you earlier. Didn't I tell you? I tell you my point got proven, man? This clown. Didn't I tell you? Did you hear what the man said, though? Just listen. Did you hear what the man said? Well, if you would have lost, you would have used the same excuse. No, we wouldn't have lost. We wouldn't. Exactly. We're not the same people. No. We wouldn't have used the same excuses. If Fury would have got a dog walk like that, he got his ass whooped, bro. I wouldn't even open my mouth for a whole couple months if I got beat like a drum like that. That boy got beat like he stole something out the store, man. And the owner was just like, bro, I'm tired of you stealing. He got dog walk, and I'm gonna tell you why he's a hypocrite. I'm gonna tell all y'all all the facts with what I called you earlier. He just proved my point. The whole thing. This man kept kept reaching and fishing. And well, if you would have lost, you'd be saying the same thing. He's basically telling you would have used excuses just to cover your fighter. No,
exactly.
You can't make excuses.
Did you hear me crying and whining and bitching? And when Fury got robbed on the cards, I had Tyson Fury winning 10 rounds. He got robbed in my eyes, but I let it go. Look, Fury brought it on himself by having his hands down in the 12th round, clowning around, and then he got stopped. So I blame Fury. I didn't blame the cheats, the Americans that robbed him, the Mexican that robbed him on the cards. I didn't blame Al Heyman. I just took it on the chin.
Man, real people don't do that, man. Real people take their L's. Champions take their L's. What champion do you know that blamed his ass whooping on a 45-pound costume? Then talk about the gloves. Well, you need to come in butt naked then next time, motherfucker. You need to come in butt naked. And then when he whoop your ass again, maybe he can undress you. Maybe he can dress your funk ass next time. Maybe he can dress you up after he done beating the brakes off you. You know what I'm saying? So there won't be no excuses. Just come in with a towel on, like Mike Tyson did. Yeah, exactly. Just come in with a towel on. All these excuses, these people, and then this dude gonna lie on me talking about I know this dude voice. I call barbershop. Let me tell you something, dude. I ain't never called barbershop on the phone ever in my life. I just proved what a liar this dude is, bro. I just told you it's about biased people, bro. It's biased. That's all it is, man. They can't take their L's, man. Be a man, bro. When I get if I get whooped in the street, I know I lost. Deontay Wilder in his heart know he lost, man. You got to tell yourself an excuse, man, especially when you're undefeated. You got to blame it on something, man, unless you're a real man. But deep down
Deontay Wilder's got a victim mentality. I've noticed it. When he was bringing up all the right stuff, he's got a bit of a victim. So, and his ego has just gone over the roof, and he just can't understand why he got beat. Not that his fundamentals are all over the place. He's got no balance, and he needs to work on stuff. You can't just keep relying on the right hand to bail you out. None of them reasons. He has to find the reason. His costume.
And you know what else is so funny? You know what else is so funny about these people is.
Oh shit! Oh, listen. Okay, I don't think the caller can hear us. Caller.
Caller. Listen.
Caller.
Let me say this.
Caller. We gotta move on, man. We got a lot of phone calls. So,
okay, let me say this before I go.
Quickly.
The last thing I was saying when the man said that the man got hit in the ear, that floppy glove is not from the second fight, man. Who don't know that? That's from the first fight.
No,
so you know what I mean? Come on, man. Cut it out, man, with these excuses, man.
Great phone call,
all right, man. I appreciate you, man.
Great call.
Great
call, brother.
All right.
I like his accent, bro.
Guys,
for the South for sure.
Hey, country.
You need to like the video.
Do it! Come on! Do it!
Yeah.
Come on!
Hit the like button, all right? Stop fiddling with yourself and hit the like.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, where did you from? Recognize? I can't pinpoint the accent, but I've been through many states, but I can't recall.
No, he's from the deep South. I could tell. But he said punk. He said this punk ass.
Louisiana, maybe.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Could be.
Guys, we need to get through this phone call, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna give each caller like a minute and 30 seconds to talk. 503 on the air. 503.
Is that me?
Yes, that's you. Go ahead.
All right. So all I have to say about Deontay making excuses and stuff, it's kind of like, he literally fired his fucking coach because he threw in the towel, and he proceeded to say, "I'd rather die than lose." Like, no, you wouldn't. Believe me, 30 years from now, you wouldn't be saying the same shit like, "I'd rather die than lose," because that's the most stupid shit in the world, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's
saying that
ridiculous.
Night.
It's like...
I think Andre Ward said
that. Made the video.
Andre Ward said that. He goes, a lot of fighters say they'd go out on the shield, but 5 years, when they've retired, 5 years, 10 years down the line, they change their mind. When they've got their family to... Look, Wilder's a father. He's a husband. Why would he want to kill himself in a boxing ring? Why would he want to do that?
Yeah.
Ego, mate. His ego. He's lost control of his ego. That's his problem.
Yeah.
Color.
Just watch a video of fucking Gerald McLennan and say that you'd rather have that shit happen to you than just be healthy and have one loss on your record.
Exactly, bro. Come on, man.
Yes.
Excellent. Like, look what happened to
that
Gerald
poor fucking guy. That poor man's wife, God bless her heart, has to sit there, wipe his ass probably, do all this shit for this poor man who ended up, which, by the way, it wasn't even his corner's fault. It just happened during the fight. This guy's pissed because the corner had a chance to save him, and they fucking did. Like, bless her heart for taking care of Gerald McClellan because he's a legend. He deserves that kind of treatment. Poor guy had that happen to him, and Deontay had the fucking nerve to say, "I'd rather go out on my
The
shield
thing
and
is, though,
die."
we've
That's
just lost
ridiculous,
Patrick.
in my
We just
opinion.
lost Patrick Day, right? It was just bad taste for him to say that. Really, boxing. No one wants to see
And then
death in a
he
boxing.
also
I don't
said he
care.
wants to kill a
Hey,
man.
listen, if boxing gets to the stage where we're going to let people get killed in a boxing ring, then I'll probably stop watching it because it's not for me. I'm not a fucking bloodthirsty savage from the barbarian days. I want to see.
Are you sure?
I want to see pugilists. I want to see boxing skills. I want to see ass whooping. I want to see ass whoopings, but I don't want to see people getting killed in the ring. Wilder, look,
I want to
Patrick
see
Day.
fucking Joppy get the shit
After
beat out of
Patrick
him like
Day,
Theo
mate,
Trinidad as much as anyone. I don't want to see the fucking guy die.
No.
They're on top with it all.
All right, caller. Thanks for the phone call. We're gonna move on. All right. You have a good night and call back
All right,
again
God
next
bless.
time. All right.
God bless, man.
484.
You hear me?
Well, Wilder wanted
Yo,
to
what's
kill
up,
somebody.
boys? It's Jackson.
Jackson, Action
How
Jackson.
we
What's
doing,
up?
boys?
Pretty good. Pretty good. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to say this is the dumbest excuse. So Fury had unwrapped gloves. That's a good one. It's fucking the dumbest thing. And this is way more Wilder getting exposed than Fury. Fury is a great fighter, but this is Wilder getting exposed. This isn't Fury's heyday. I'm gonna be real, and I want Dude's opinion because he is Nostradamus on this shit. AJ versus Fury. I honestly think AJ can take him. I got my money on AJ. I think he can walk through him.
Well, this is how I see the fight going.
What do you think?
This is how I see it going. I see the fight. I see AJ having good moments earlier on, hitting Fury with big shots, and probably taking a few of the earlier rounds. I just feel with AJ, the tank will start to empty eventually because Fury's going to put a pressure on him. He's not used to, like Andy Ruiz, that slob couldn't cut off the ring. He was just out of shape, couldn't get near Joshua. That's not going to be the case when Fury's in there. He's going to be cutting off the ring. He's going to be piling pressure on. The thing is with AJ, he doesn't know what Fury's, because Tyson Fury don't even know what he's going to fight like on the night after time. It's hard to prepare for Tyson Fury. So AJ don't know what he's going to get. Is he going to get the back foot slick fire, or is he going to get that monster that came in and beat Wilder? Yeah. And I just think with the latter rounds, I think Joshua's tank's going to go.
Fight that way.
I think that's when Fury will start to take over.
Go ahead, Jackson.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying, I think it's an intriguing fight because they both prove that Fury can come forward and Joshua can go backwards. So if you look at it, the fight is a lot more intriguing now. So I heard things in sparring that AJ got the best of Fury, but I don't know about the new Fury that's like 270 and is going to knock you out. So from what I heard,
we don't do
AJ,
sparring stories.
I think
here,
AJ
probably
sparring. Wouldn't be the favorite, but it would probably be pretty close to even.
All right, time's up, man. But Jackson, Action Jackson, thanks for the phone
All right,
call.
boys.
Take care.
Good call, Jackson.
Good call, man.
Good call, brother.
I need to turn this timer off. All right. What the fuck's going on?
Well, Stu, I mean, you know what we all talked about too? Like, remember how we used to always use as an example when we'd say, listen, that dude came off the couch. He was on the couch for 3 years, battling mental issues, drinking and drugging.
Yep.
And so he blew up to 350 pounds. So, sometimes, okay, we can only take what people say, but just look at the facts. He did blow up to that weight. He only fought 2 bums. They were, not to degrade them, but 2 nobodies going into the first Wilder fight. So obviously, was anybody surprised? So I really dissect what he said. I'm like, you're right. He really, when he says, I was only 50%. My father told me, why are you fighting him right now?
Yeah.
You're lucky you have 50% right now. And he said it, and it wasn't like he said it once in an interview, kind of off the cuff. He said it with Joe Rogan. He said it with this guy. I watched probably 9 videos. He stressed it in every fucking interview. Jimmy, I was only 50%. So when he ever said that, I'm done here, dude. Yeah, I'll stop now. But when he ever said that, and he said, but this time he's going to see the 100%, that's when I said, oh, shit. If he really was only 50 and he schooled him, fuck, he's going to take him out.
Jimmy,
that's why
his father, John Fury, said this is what he's told in an interview. I think it was that roundtable on Sky Sports. I believe it was that one. He told them He said, I told my son, Wilder's gonna knock you out. You're not ready. You're talking about the first
Yeah, he
fight.
said that. Yeah, I
Wilder's
read it.
gonna
Yeah.
knock you out. He said,
Hey,
I
I
told
thought
my
it was,
son.
look, even I thought it was. That's why I picked Deontay Wilder to win the fight, because even I thought, look, just too soon. I mean, the guys he was fighting. I mean, fucking, I've got better guys on my record than that. So look, I was a bit worried. I just thought it was a bit too soon. But Tyson Fury proved that even on his worst night, he's still a match for any of these guys. So when you get him at his best, that's why like I said, I just don't see a way Joshua can beat Tyson Fury unless he lands the punch from the gods and cleans him out early. Because the longer the fight goes on, he'll systematically break Joshua down. And the thing is with Joshua, he reacts. His reaction to punches is a bit, it's not for me. He closes his eyes and puts his hands up, and that's why that's why he got caught by Klitschko. He got faked with sort of Klitschko went to throw the left hook, but followed through with the right hand instead. And Joshua was with his hands up, closed his eyes, waiting for the fucking left to come. Didn't see the right sort of thing, so he just reacts funny when it comes to taking shots. And I just think Fury will get to him in the end, systematically break him down, and probably stop him.
He can't fix that in 4 months. And by the way, this is what I predict. This will be the new excuse for the LDBC. It's gonna be Wilder. No, serious. I'm serious. He needed more time. He needed more time.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna,
and they'll have themselves to look in the mirror. It's like you guys
and then
can't be, you.
they're gonna take a little part of an interview where Wilder's gonna say that he wished he had more time for the fight. And they're gonna use that as like, well, they didn't want to give Wilder more time, and they did it on purpose. Blah 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 blah. And so that's gonna be the next use. I'm predicting it. People write it down. All right, we have another phone call. 559. You're on the air. 559.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome to the show. What is on your mind?
Yeah, I wanted to say I was at the fight, and look, everybody's saying they want an investigation. Well, the whole time when they're fighting, there's like 7 guys on each fucking side of the ring with cameras. And as soon as the bell rings and they start walking towards the ring, there's somebody in the very edge already running that way to catch all the commentary from the coaches or whatever the fuck. Dude, I mean, from the beginning, they sit down to the time they get up. It's all recorded. They could investigate this shit in 50 minutes. You know, they could catch him either sipping the club down or sipping it up, whatever. Unless he did it when they're in the fucking ring, you know, like, it doesn't make any sense. It's an easy case to fucking open and close. I just wish that Wilder would come out and say, you know, it's not a real thing. You know, he didn't cheat. I just lost, and he would get some respect back from, because he lost me as a fucking fan, and I was a fan of him. But all this bullshit. I mean, if he would just say it, he would get some respect back.
Yeah, good point, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just that he's caught up, man. He's caught up in the love fest that people have had for him. Not many, but like on YouTube and shit, and Twitter and whatever. And they're just like, he's caught up in it, man. Because I think that there's other stuff going on. Like,
yeah,
he's
but
not
he
that
should
smart.
come out and say, you know what, I did lose, and I'm ready for the rematch.
Yeah,
But
you
he's
got
not.
dog
But
walk.
why isn't
okay?
he
Like the
doing
other
it?
caller
Recognize.
said.
Why isn't he doing it?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all,
because
it's still
he
fresh.
knows that they're watching all of their fucking them putting on the gloves and getting taped up. He knows everything that happened, but his fans don't know it. So if he were to say it like, yo, there's no way he could have cheated. He just got me that fucking day. I'm gonna fucking jump rope to get some fucking legs under me finally, and I'm gonna knock him out and come July. It's all gravy again, you know. But he's not fucking. He's coming out with his I'm your fucking king and I'm back bullshit. But like, no, I don't want to hear that shit.
All right, hey caller, thanks for the phone call, man.
Good call.
Good call.
Hey, he sounds like me, Bucho.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he does sound like you.
The difference is you
Sound like
weren't a
fucking
Wilder fan. That's the difference.
Gonzalo Jr.
All right, last phone call. 502. You're on the air. 502.
Yeah, I just want to say that we probably need to stop giving what appears to be grifters attention.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious that Did you all hear the new conspiracy about the Fury Hammer fight that they're pushing?
No, I'm interested. Go ahead.
What do you mean?
Just for laughing.
They took a clip out of contacts from the Fury Hammer fight, claiming that he cheated in that one as well. So I mean, it's obvious that they're coming
It's
from
the
a
thumb
bad base
piece.
at this point.
What it was, what it was, caller, was the thumb. Your thumb is stitched to the hand, and the stitch was broken on one glove.
Exactly.
Happens all the time.
Exactly. So it's all bad faith.
And no fighter would bring that to the ref's attention. Any fighter would say, "Oh, fuck it, look, it's detached. That's cool. I'm not going to say that. Maybe the ref won't catch it." So fuck him. He's young Farrow made that video. I just learned that fucking
come on.
genius.
Yeah.
He doesn't know shit.
Wow. That fucking
Dude,
kid, my God.
I've known about him. He's part of the conscious community. There's nothing conscious about that dude.
Dude, he repeats everything he says 4 and 5 times. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. I'm like, oh my God, this dude is like fucking a couple of IQ points above fucking retarded.
Jimmy, let me give you an example. It's Wednesday, bruh. It's Wednesday, bruh. It's Wednesday, bruh. It's Wednesday.
Oh my God, dude.
Yo,
exactly. Just like that. That same tone and everything. And God forbid, hey, good for him. He's making himself look better, but he's got to get ones that fit better. He's got caps on, and they're just too big for his mouth. So
I think one time I saw him by.
What are you talking about, Jimmy?
Young Pharaoh.
Hey, Jimmy.
Black Pharaoh. He's got 200,000 followers.
Hey, Jimmy, I think I saw him one time in by the Apollo Theater.
Hey guys,
I saw it.
Look,
guys,
one of the best. Look, it's a good business. Race hustling in America.
Oh yeah.
There's a good living to be made out of it. Just race hustling, playing the victim, will get you paid well over there.
You get a lot of.
No, there's no joke. That's no joke, Stu. And I'm telling you right now, a city like New York, oh, you could definitely race hustle over here and make a lot of money. That's what this what's that guy's name? Barbershop dude. Yeah, that's what he is. He's a race hustler, and the other one's 78. That's all they are. Is race hustlers. They're from the Al Sharpton brand. They may not like Al Sharpton, but they're copying his style. They're just
from the
younger
same
versions.
cloth.
Yeah.
Cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, they're just younger versions of him. That's all.
Hey guys, let's finish with a caller here. Caller, one last comment if you have any.
That's it. I just wanted to point that out. I like the show. I just think we need to stop giving it attention at all. It's not going anywhere, obviously. So
Yeah, you're right. It's getting boring.
It's
But
funny as fuck though. Actually, it's gotten so absurd.
Actually,
It's
I'm
funny.
enjoying myself. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, it's because it's become so absurd. It's funny.
Yeah.
Now it's just become. I want to see how far down the rabbit hole they can go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that 78 Bobber's quad. He's like I fucking No, he's a joke. That Bobber and the other one too.
How long before the circus act gets tiring? And I'm at the end of my tether now.
Yeah,
with
me
it.
too.
I'm bored of it.
Man.
Look, this is why I didn't want a trilogy. I've got another 3 or 4 months of this. I've got to go through all that again, and then the possibility that there's going to be more excuses waiting after the. I mean, when will it end? When does it stop? I mean, these guys are draining the little bit of life I've got left in me. They're taking it from me.
Yeah.
Fucking.
And you think about
I'm
it.
losing the will to live talking about this shit because there's nothing there. I mean, we'll reopen the fucking JFK case.
Let's do it.
We might as well do that.
Hey, Stu, to your point.
Literally killing Stu.
Well, Stu, to your
Stu's dying.
point, Sean King. Think about this. Sean King's a multimillionaire.
I'll tell you what I look
fucking
like.
Inbred clown is a multimillionaire.
Fuck.
Yeah, and if you think about the third fight, the saying cooler heads prevail. If you are not gonna calm yourself down and be poised and be willing to be patient inside the ring to come up with the game plan to fight your fight, you're not gonna win. If you're already pissed off, you're not going in with the right mentality to fight. And also, if you cannot accept what you did wrong, you can never correct it and make it right.
Exactly.
So I don't see nothing. Yeah, nothing good for the third fight.
No.
Two complete different levels of fighters, man. You think Wilder would ever fucking be able to catch Fury in a trap? The only way you can catch him is if, like Stu said, he gets cocky, puts his hands down, he gets tired. That's it. I'm just light and day differences in abilities.
Look, like I said with trilogies, that you have to have two very close fights. It's got to be 1-1 in some cases, or a controversial decision, something like that, to make trilogies happen. They've got to be they've got to be close. It's got to be 50-50s. And that's not close. 19 rounds and won by, how many? Yeah, 19 rounds fought, 17 rounds won by Fury nearly. Do you know what I mean? What? How is this close? If you can't tell who the best guy is after 2 fights, then fucking hell, you've got no business watching boxing. Look,
Finishing with a TKO too.
Just like Jimmy said, man, look, let's move on, man. These guys, we know who the best guy is. I don't even want to see it again. The pay-per-view numbers did well, but you're not going to do better next time, because there's a lot of people just saw a one-sided beating, and like $90 is a lot of money to see a man get his ass whooped. Do you know what I mean?
I spent a lot of, because I went to a bar and I paid more than a paper, like 120, 25 or something. So it's like, I'm not gonna for the third fight. I'm not going. Like, I'm not gonna spend that amount. Are you fucking? Why?
The thing is, like I said, I paid for the fight, and I'll probably pay for it again because it's cheaper over here. It's only $20. But look,
yeah,
I've got no enthusiasm for it. If it was close, like the second one, I wanted to see because it was a good fight, weren't it? Controversial decision. There was action in that. But this one was just a one-sided beatdown from the start to the finish. I mean, it's like calling for a Rod Sulker, Danny Garcia again. Do you want to see that again?
Nah, man. No way.
So you got a puncher with next to nothing of boxing skills. Now you got an angry puncher that can't box. He got no skill. How is he gonna fare against a cooler, calmer guy, the more collected guy? That's the boxer. Nah. That's why
These fans are so focused on him taking the L, they're not focused on why he took it.
I think Gonzalo's got a good point, though. I think because Wilder's so emotional, I think that could affect him, and he's going to be fighting on on emotion. I think Wilder.
Gonzalo's point.
Yeah.
What I just said was to Gonzalo's point. It's like they don't realize your man lost because, dude, he had no answer. He didn't know what to do in a pressure situation when he's got a guy trying to kill him with a game plan. He fell apart, bro. That's what happened.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you don't have the fundamentals. That's when you get found out in the tough fights, because it's sometimes the fact if he had the fundamentals, he could have kept him in that fight. It could have kept Fury off him a bit. He could have probably hung around a bit longer. He could might even have found a way to find a lucky punch. I doubt it, but when you've got the fundamentals, it can keep you in fights.
Yes.
But he doesn't have that. So once his shape goes and he starts to panic and he gets desperate, everything starts to fall apart, including his confidence. So that's the problem with Wilder. Fights on emotion. So I don't see anything different this time. I see him actually being worse, to be honest with you, because I just don't think he's had enough time to recover from that sort of beating. This is what I'm saying. It's not just the physical side of recovering from a fight like that. Mentally, boxing is 75% mentally, and if you're not in the right place, don't matter how good you are, you will get whooped on the knock.
If I was fucking Fury though, I would demand stringent drug testing for a third fight. Reason being, when the man's confidence is shattered, and make no mistake, that video where I'm your king just dripped with insecurity and the shit he's doing. So this guy's gonna. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to take some halotestin or something to give him just retard strength without any weight gain.
I thought about the same thing too.
By the way, I want to thank Rapax Trucking Company for your contribution. Thank you. I'm your king, people. I'm your king. Could you imagine me saying that? And could you imagine people accepting that?
Someone in the chat has just said that he's agreed to have George Foreman help him. I mean, what's he going to do? What's George Foreman going to do to help Wilder? Bring his fucking grill over and they cook a bacon sandwich on it or something? What is he going to do? I mean, come on, man. George is a great fighter in his time, but you need someone that's going to teach Wilder how to survive in there for a start, how to keep shape, how to keep to the fundamentals. Foreman was a sloppy guy himself.
Exactly. Stu, I was about to say that it's not like this guy was a technical fighter. Don't get me wrong, he's a legend, but he's not. I don't see him as a trainer.
The hardest jab I've ever seen.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I mean, what?
That's the one thing he probably could teach him, but I doubt it.
Yep.
But the problem is you can mold clay. You can't mold rock. He started at 20 years old, but he still has 12 years of fighting like the way he has under his belt. So it's so seasoned now. What he has, what we call second nature fighting skills, aren't good. So he has to relearn that. Oh, I couldn't even imagine dealing with that.
Compounded with the curse of being a puncher, Jimmy. When I have to resort to punching and knocking the guy out, why do I have to work on my boxing skills? I can take this guy out of there. And you resort to that always. That's the
Can we just
second-
talk about the duplicity and the double standards? Didn't they used to just, wasn't that the talking point? I mean to cut you off, Stu, but wasn't that their talking point when Floyd was on the fucking hill and it was all, everybody else was hit and don't be hit. This ain't boxing. Triple G ain't a boxer. You want to see boxing? He takes too many shots. Now all of a sudden they're holding water for a dude who just walks around like he got a handgun, trying to get a right shot in all night. It's so amazing.
Look, Floyd sent boxing back years, and I don't mean by his talent, because Floyd is a talent. You can't deny that. But there's Floyd's style of fighting. He had a generation of fighters that grew up thinking that was the way to fight, and that's not the way to get bums on seats. Floyd was lucky. He managed to do it at the right time. No one wants to see them back foot fighters anymore. Sweet science, my ass. We want to see a fight. Let's be real. We're all bloodthirsty savages. That's why we're watching boxing. But look, George Foreman, right? He's a mental midget himself. When he lost, what happened to him? He disappeared, become a preacher, and then returned about fucking 8 years later. Is that the sort of mindset you need in Wilder's camp when he's a mental midget himself? He needs a strong character. Like I said, the only thing I could suggest to help Wilder, give him any sort of chance, is dig Manny Stewart up, and I hope you can bring him back to life. I mean, that'd be my only guess, because nothing else is going to work. George Foreman.
Doesn't he got 9 sons? He's got 9 sons, and all of them are named George.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was full on himself.
I just want to mention something, Stu. You know what's also bad? Why Floyd's not a good choice for him? Because Floyd always predicated on that that 0. What's he gonna rub it in his face? Oh, I got my O, and what's Wilder gonna think? He's so mentally not there that he's gonna say, "Well, I just lost," and what am I gonna do? Like get trained by this guy that is always talking about the O?
And can you guys imagine Floyd Mayweather teaching Wilder a jab? Like this is how you put. I mean, come on.
You know what, Floyd? Yeah, Floyd just wants to take the shine off him. That's all he wants to do in the rematch. Just take all the shine in the press conferences. Make it all about him. It's not about helping. He don't want to help Deontay Wilder. If you notice now he's not close to his record. Now he can't beat his 49-0.
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to help Wilder all of a sudden. This man's been saying shit about Wilder for years, running him down, pick Fury to win both fights. Now all of a sudden he wants to be the savior. It's all about Floyd, the most egotistic man ever to grace the boxing sport. Good riddance to him. So, like I said, go and fight Conor McGregor, Floyd.
He's breaking up.
Boxing to us.
Yeah, Stu, you're breaking up, bro.
Breaking up, man.
He's a narcissist, and this is all about him. Listen, look, when Wilder was getting ass whooped, he was cheering every one of those punches. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, he was missing all the time. Listen, I don't know. Wilder should really rethink this rematch. I think he's being pushed by his team. They know that they need to cash out on this guy, Shelly Finkel, and everybody. And yeah, man, because he really shouldn't be taking on the rematch right away.
Did you hear what Antonio Tava said? Go listen to what he said.
Yeah,
it's
on Twitter,
unbelievable. He put that on the line.
Tava nailed it. Tava nailed it. He said, "Look, I'm starting to even question how he got this far." And it's like, look, I don't want to go down the conspiracy route. I think it's pretty simple. They matched him up well. Some people think other things, and I would say this: in a lot of his fights, this is why I find it ironic. He did use a lot of illegal punches, but still, like, he has power. Don't get it twisted. Like, the guy does have that one-hit punch that could disorientate you. I don't think it's like automatic knockout. It'll drop you, okay, and you won't beat the count. But it makes you, what Antonio Tarver said, it makes you wonder. It's like, yeah, how did he get this far? But all you got to do is look at his resume and you understand.
And he kept saying it too, dude, right? He kept repeating that. He was like, he was shocked. He goes, I just can't. He said magnitude. How did a guy with that limited make it to a fight of this magnitude. And he kept saying that over. He's like, it just, this just tells you how soft they must have matched this.
There's a skill in matchmaking, right? Matchmakers. There's a reason why they've got them jobs. They're there to pick guys to make their guys look good with as least threat coming back as possible. That's why you've just got to see a lot of the fighters. I mean, come on, man. They're always picking these guys.
But who's he fooling? He didn't fool none of us, right?
I'll tell you how many punches Wilder's fought in his life. 0. Because Tyson Fury is not even really a massive puncher. He's a big puncher. And since he's been in the Kronk, he seems to be sitting on him a bit more. And 270 pounds behind him is going to hurt anybody. So I'd say he's a decent puncher, not a massive puncher. How many big punches has Wilder fought in 43 fights? 0. That's the answer. And there's a reason for that. Good matchmaking. Just like there's every fighter out there. There's always a style that their matchmaker will keep them away from. Because, like I said, financial it might not make sense, and fighting wise it might not make sense because you might be in a guy that's just all wrong for you. So yeah, they're good at their jobs, and this is why we've got padded records all over boxing.
To me, it sounds like Stu's talking
Stu,
slow.
did he die finally? Did box kill him finally? Did boxing just finish the job? I think he had enough. Stu is dead.
Stu died. Yeah. I mean, this was coming. He was.
Oh no, I'm still alive. Don't worry.
Okay. I thought it finally got you.
Back from the ashes like a phoenix.
What's the vampire film with Tom Cruise in?
Diaries. Vampire Diaries, I think. Diaries.
What's the vampire film with Tom Cruise in? What's it called? The Vampire Diary.
Diary
He stops eating humans and he's in that cellar with rats and he's gone all fucking grey. That's me. Yeah, I'm that vampire that hasn't had blood for like 5 years. I'm living off of rat blood and I'm just deteriorating, listening to these fucking morons come out with these conspiracy theories. I mean, these guys make Alex Jones look sane.
Well, it was the communist Chinese, Communist Chinese are taking over.
And it's like they started with the narrative one day speaking about it, and like the second day they felt like they convinced themselves, and the third now it's like the truth. It started being like maybe, now it's like 100%.
The dangers of an echo chamber. That's all it is. Listen, there's a reason why the LDBC community isn't on Twitter or any other platform, Reddit, anything that they would actually have to interact with people, because none of their assessments, none of their arguments hold any scrutiny. They fall apart. So what they do is they only deal with each other. They go on each other's shows, and it's an echo chamber. And like you said, it's stated, it's kicked around. Once enough people believe it, well, that's what all history is, right? History is just the lies the winners told.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's agree. Like also like the I'm the biggest puncher in history.
There's a guy. Hang on a sec. There's a guy in the chat. Hang on a sec. There's a guy in the chat I want to respond to quickly. Hang on, let me just get it out of phone. He said, Carlos Padilla says he's Argentinian, German, and proud, Johnny boy. Well, this is what we was talking about the other day. I was saying that Argentina is full of Germans. There's actually,
of course,
Germans basically run Argentina, and like I said, we've got an Argentinian German. Yeah, so that's why there's so many blonde-haired fucking Argentinians. But yeah, another one. Just wanted to get that in, by the way.
Let me tell you something, Pandeo.
All right.
There's also a lot of Italians, because you have a lot of Italian last names in Argentina and French.
Well, Lionel Messi is Italian. Lionel Messi is Italian. Lionel Messi comes from his Italian background.
Yeah, Messi.
Well, that was the CIA opened up a route. That was the open route for the CIA. All the Nazis that they did favors for, and if you gave up secrets to the Americans, they would pump you over to Argentina. The Boys of Brazil. Remember that movie?
Right. A lot of people believe that's what that's to believe himself and his wife in that bunker, and of course he wouldn't have. He fled in one of them subs. Landed on Argentina, and there's proof that he was there. But look, you go in Argentina, mate. There's still Nazi flags about in some places. The Germans have got them little villages and towns where they let no one in and sort of thing. They're very secretive, And they're
Well, in
not-
1967, they broke it up. There was they had full Nazi meetings. Wiesenthal and his group, I don't know the name of that Nazi hunting group he had. That's where they grabbed a few of them, Altman and a few other ones. But Hitler at the end, though, he had Parkinson. If he shot himself, he only did it because there was no way he was going to allow himself to get captured. And he was sickly anyway. You see him shaking that last video. He was out of the bunker, hands shaking uncontrollably. He was all fucked up from Parkinson's and drugs. By then, he's lost his mind.
That's right. Oh, we got a Jason Bourne. Thank you for your contribution. He says, Stu the vampire from England. Thank you for your contribution. And Stu, you are a
he wants
vampire.
to hope I don't. He wants to hope I don't sneak in his room and feed off his wife.
All right, guys, we're gonna end the show now. And like Stu said, this is the end of the Fury Wilder conspiracy theory shows. It's enough.
Let's talk about Canelo Billy Joe. A fight I'm really excited for. I think Canelo's going to win, but that's for another day. But it's still a good fight. It's a fight a lot of people have been calling for, and it's a style that Canelo doesn't really get along with. You know, he doesn't enjoy them sort of styles, so it could be an interesting matchout.
Absolutely.
Like I said, Canelo looks in the form of his life at the moment, but. Yeah, let's get on to talking about fights again.
And I'm really fucking pumped for see how Leo Santa Cruz and Tank Davis.
Yeah, that's a good fight. I mean, Deontay Wilder should be left for the second Renaissance show. He's become a conspiracy act. So we've got a channel. If you guys don't know that, listen, we've got a channel called the Second Renaissance, where we talk about conspiracies and all sorts of stuff. It's mad shit on there. We talk about demons and all sorts, but go over there, subscribe, and we're going to talk about Wilder over there because he's a conspiracy act right now. But we want to get back to boxing on this channel. Big fights to be made. 2020 looks like it's going to be a good year.
Gotta move on. Getting a headache.
Yeah.
But how funny is that, though, guys? Right? Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Sorry, go.
I was going to tell you, Jimmy. Everybody's kind of clowning on this fight, but I have to say that maybe Leo Santa Cruz is not as small as people think he is. He's 2 inches taller and 2 inches longer.
Yeah, but dude, think about it. He's coming up. He only had one fight at 130. Now he's coming up to 135. I mean, his fucking Lomachenko, the guy they talk about his resume, about to take on Teofimo Lopez. Within a week later, they announced Santa Cruz was going to come up, who fought his whole career at 126, one fight at 130. Now he's going to fight. It's like Tank. It's just. To me, it's a farce.
Leo Santa Cruz. Joke. Let's hope Leo Santa Cruz doesn't fight Davis the way he fought Carl Frampton the first time, because he might get knocked out if he does that.
Yeah, I think he's got 27 fights with 19 knockouts. Has never been knocked out, and he throws like 900 punches per fight. And Tank Davis only throws like 350. But
I'm gonna give Leo a chance to win. I am.
No, I think Tank's gonna knock him out. I think he's gonna knock him out. We haven't seen quickly too.
It's too powerful, huh?
Yeah, I think he's too powerful for him. Too big of a punch. Tank's a heavy kid. He'll probably come in overweight.
Probably, man. Well, hey guys, we're gonna end the show, but I want to thank you for joining us. Great show.
Peace, all right, guys. Everybody be safe.
All right, take care, Jimmy.
Take care.
Stu, take care. Gonzalo, Recognize, and everybody in the chat. And I want to thank people who donated: Chris K, Mike Polanco, D-Town Blasta, Revolucion, Raypax Trucking Company, and the last one was Jason Bourne, of course. Jason Bourne, the donor of the month. Guys, thank you for joining us. Everybody in the chat, you guys are the best. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time. I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. Lobito! Got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.